It's the Boozerous Q&A. We're going to do this from outside because I will be smoking a cigar. And, well, the last time I smoked a cigar in the studio, it smelled like cigar for over 2 months. So we're going to make a little bit of change. I moved the entire setup to outside on my porch. Sorry for the boring background, and I just realized that this doesn't really match that well. So welcome to the Boozerous Huberman podcast. Although this shirt is a little bit more... I don't know. Let's say, yeah. What is it? I don't know. It's a nice shirt. Let's just put it that way. Okay, guys. I hope you guys can join in on the last Vigorous Q&A of this year. I got cigars right here, but first I'm going to show you my whiskey selection. I have a Belveny Double Wood, 12 years old, double cask, whiskey oak and sherry oak. Now I already tasted this. I would say it's a 7.5 out of a 10. But the one I really wanted was $700. So I already had a little bit of a taste. So while the chat is joining in, I'm going to pour myself a drink and feel free to join in. Guys, can you hear me okay? How's the video quality? How's the audio quality? Everything is okay? Let's see. I got a little tumbler here with some ice cubes. Already stuck together. All right, can you hear me amazing? I got this cheap as fuck whiskey glass. So let's get started with that. Oh, hands are already wet. Let's put that there. I just realized this desk is way too small to throw a little cigar and a whiskey party. So I will be pouring myself a stiff drink. And some ASMR. Whew. That's pretty full. Oh, that smells good. Now let me put that to the side. Let's see. So I got a drink right here. And I got a cigar selection. This is not my regular humidor, guys, but this is the best way I can bring it outside. So let's see what I have. I got a Boveda packs, obviously, a couple. And I'm undecided between the H. Upman from Nicaragua. Well, you probably can't see that. Let's see. And I have another one that is a Fuente, I think. This was $45. Holy shit. This one is $18. You know, we're going to smoke the $45 one. I'm sure that's going to be much better than the $18 cigar. Let's put that. And guys, let me know in the chat what you guys are drinking and smoking, so I don't feel alone in this. Here's another shitty ashtray off AliExpress, $2 ashtray. I wanted to buy a nice cigar ashtray because the previous one actually fell on the floor. So that one got shattered. So it was a nice counterfeit Cohiba ashtray for cigars. So I had a little bit of a thick bezel. And let's see. Let's cut this one first. Colibri cutter. Yes, please. Let's see here. Cool. And now what I want to use is actually just some cedar matches, but I don't think that's going to work because I have a fan blowing here pretty hard on the side. So let's just give it a try. That'll work. All right, let's toast it a bit first. No, that's not going to work. Got a better one. All right, we'll use that from now on. Guys, cheers. Happy fucking New Year in advance, okay? Nice. All right, so after this point, I'll become increasingly more intoxicated, and I have no responsibility for what happens next. And we're not going to do any shots, okay? All right. Fucking great. Okay, let me reorganize my desk. Where are we? Don't drink, Steve. Too late now, buddy. All right, let's start answering some member questions first. Again, we're going to keep it light, guys. If you guys are going to spam me with drug questions, then I'm just going to answer the ones that I want. Let's see. Marco Marcel. Hello, coach. I'm on TRT right now, and I haven't used HCG in my previous cycle. If I would do post-cycle therapy and I start HCG before stopping all injections or wait until everything has metabolized. Let's see. How long can you run HCG after PCT, and what are the benefits of doing so? So you wouldn't run HCG after PCT because then you didn't recover your hypothalamic pituitary testes axis. Basically, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing HCG and FSH. So that means my luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone levels are not coming back up unless I miss HCG for a week or two, and my estradiol levels are obviously in the gutter by that point. So if you want to do HCG properly, besides watching the video about how to do PCT properly, if you want to do PCT properly, besides watching the video about how to do PCT properly, a long story short, basically you would have to start HCG now, right, to kind of restart your testicular function. Then remove all of the exogenous hormones besides testosterone. So you do TRT and HCG for maybe 4 to 5 months to kind of get used to that, right? Depends on what you're using in the past, Trembolone, Nandrolone, etc. Take that out, let it metabolize, do TRT and HCG for a while, let your testicles come back to normal functioning, and then you take the TRT out. You continue with HCG, or I would continue with HCG for another 2 weeks, and then you stop HCG maybe 1 week, and then you start a selective estrogen receptor modulator therapy. And that you should recover your hypothalamic pituitary testes axis, but obviously you have to undergo the Nolvadex and the Clomid thing, which is not very fun. And you can't run HCG afterwards unless you don't care about your HPTA. Then you just do HCG monotherapy like what I'm doing. All right, let's scroll down a little bit. Ooh, tasty. Oh, we already got a super chat. Let me answer the membership questions first. Darius asks, how to ensure no herniated discs over time for bodybuilders? Well, you don't lift crazy heavy beyond your means, right? I mean, it sounds very simple, but that's what you have to do. So as you get stronger from the steroids, doesn't mean that your spine and your overall connective tissue gets stronger at the same rate. So just take it easy, right? Maybe you only increase the weight when you hit 12 reps on deadlifts or other exercises that put strain on your spine. So I would just take it nice and slow, right? Just because you're getting strong fast doesn't mean you have to slam the weights over and over and over again. And again, if you know a weak spine is in your family, you have family members with herniated discs, then you have to be extra careful. Let's see. Ahmed asks, what do you think about most peptides? What do you think about most of the peptides are sold as nasal sprays, even growth hormone? I think they're just trying to get into the market of people that are not willing to inject. But besides Semax and Salank, I don't think any other nasal spray is going to work. You know, if it's a reformulation of injectable peptides. So growth hormone nasal spray, I don't think it's going to work. Insulin nasal sprays do work. There's pharmaceutical formulas out there, just like testosterone nasal sprays, right? Natesto. So insulin, testosterone, Salank, Semax, and that's pretty much it. If you want to use BPC 157, TB 500, growth hormone, etc., inject it, right? Be a man and fucking inject. Next one from Ahmed asks, how to know if I'm allergic to Arachis oil or not? Well, lucky you, I just finished the updated version of the carrier oil deep dive video, which is, I think, 55 minutes. I can't help myself, dude. I script my videos out now, right? So I have like all the notes. I know exactly what to say and what not to say. And then I'm like, okay, this is like 25 pages, you know, with all the overlays. It's probably going to be 20 minutes. 55 minutes, buddy. So it's going to take a couple of weeks before that deep dive is released, because now I'm 10 videos ahead. So long story short, how do you know if you're allergic for Arachis oil? Inject 0.1 milliliter sub-Q every single day for a week, and then go check your high sensitivity C-reactive protein, homocysteine, liver enzymes, lactase dehydrogenase, what else? Neutrophil to lymphocyte ratio, right? And liver enzymes. So you know exactly what's going on. And if you have high inflammation, the LDH, ALT, AST might go up, and obviously high sensitivity C-reactive protein and all the other inflammatory markers will be elevated, and you'll probably feel shitty as well. I think my cats are trying to destroy all the... If I lose internet, guys, it's because my cats are chewing the LAN cable. Right? So, let's see, where are we? Marcus. Hey, Steve, I'm running Anavar 10 milligrams together with my testosterone, masterone, HGH cycle. Wondering your thoughts on using Anadrol pre-workout. Anything to worry about, or will it work as a healthy option to Superdrol? Well, oral steroids are never healthy. They're happy, but not healthy. Even if you take them sublingually, right? I mean, they're 17 alpha alkylated steroids, so they potentiate some liver stress, even if you bypass the first pass, and now the first pass is the second pass, but the second pass is gone. So in this context, test master on growth hormone, I think that's reasonably benign. Anavar is okay. And if you use Anadrol 50 milligrams or 25 milligrams 2 times, 3 times weekly, I think it's fine for up to 4 weeks, right? So you kind of have to see how you respond and you know, what else you got in place for liver health and overall health, right? NAC, TATCA, etc. But yeah, you're adding in another 75 milligrams, 100 milligrams, 150 milligrams of anabolic androgenic steroids to your stack, and that's going to detract from your health if you do it too long. It will still be healthier than Superdrol, albeit that half the dose of Superdrol is more potent, I would say, than the dose of Anadrol that you're going to go after. So again, decisions. And when in doubt, you know, run both and then see, not the same time, run Anadrol for a while, clean out, then run Superdrol for a while, clean out, and see which one got you better results compared to the negative health effects that you experienced while running them. Man, this is good. This is very good. Ooh, Happy New Year. Yeah, Happy New Year in advance, buddy. All right, next one. Dolmatov, a long time no see. Holding a drink in my hand. I want to wish you all the best in the new year. Thank you. Awesome. What are you drinking, Dolmatov? It's been a very fun and interesting year with you. Thank you very much. All right, my pleasure, buddy. Thanks for joining the Vigorous crew. Always good to have more people in here. Let's see, Iron Grid. I got some Japanese Nika from the barrel. I got some Jaeger and some coffee liquor. Okay, I would go with the Japanese Nika. And the Jaeger, I would save for when you're outside lighting fireworks, because it's obviously cold. And when it's cold, you should drink some Jägermeister. All right, here we are. Thoughts on injectable YK11? Well, watch the Carrier Oral Deep Dive video to change your mind. And I actually made a video about... Too many flies here. I made a video about SARMs in general. Of course, you know, the scientific evidence on YK11 is paper thin. I think it's like 6 or 7 studies. So if you compare YK11 to studies performed on Anadrol, you can do a lot more research. But the problem with injectable SARMs or injectable oral steroids is that the large majority are produced in polyethylene glycol, monoethylene glycol, propylene glycol, synthetic carrier oils, which are highly inflammatory. And that means you're going to get systemic inflammation. So if you can get injectable YK11 in MCT oil, it's worthy of an experiment, but you still need to check your inflammatory markers because, again, if you get inflamed, then it doesn't matter how much steroids you take, you're not going to build muscle optimally. All right, let's see. Oh, we're very far down the chat. Sorry, guys, I'm still trying to catch up. Coach, would Aldactone be useful to minimize masculinization's effect on women using steroids? Well, you're blocking the androgen receptor, so you're inhibiting the effects of androgens on the androgen receptor. So do you think they're going to get anabolic effects in that context? Of course not. Now, women can use Aldactone as a hormonal acne treatment, which again might potentiate some serious side effects with prolonged use, and Aldactone might have a place in a de-virilization protocol for women who've used steroids and didn't get to the point where their voice is completely fucked up and they start looking like men, right? If you are like borderline, you might run Aldactone for a couple months. Again, this is not proper advice, right? It's very risky to do that, but I've talked to women who've done that. Aldactone for months on end, 25 milligrams per day to block the androgen receptors, and they might reverse a little bit of the masculinization that took place while running steroid XYZ. I would still do that under guidance of a proper coach, though. And I'm sure many of the female coaches out there would not agree with this practice. But again, I'm just regurgitating what I've heard from bikini competitors and figure competitors. All right, where are we? Planet Earth. I love that series. Yeah, Planet Earth 1 and 2. Actually, where was this? Actually, it was in Thailand a couple of years ago, maybe 2014. I went to the Planet Earth concert. Man, it was legendary, right? All the music from Planet Earth. I sat there for about 1.5 hours by myself because I didn't really know anybody that wanted to go with me, which is fine. You know, sometimes you got to entertain yourself. I think the tickets were like, I think $50, $60, something like that. And that was a legendary experience. Yeah. So to answer your question, how do you feel on HCG versus TRT? I think all things considering, I'm feeling pretty good, man. I mean, I look good, I feel good, I'm energetic, I'm at about 75%, 80% of my maximum strength. I've come to terms with that now. The shoulder sloping, that's kind of painful. But then when I do a frontal bicep, it's not too bad. You know, I mean, it's not bad at all. I mean, look at these fibers. You know, I mean, it's not the end of the world. So, ideally, I'd like to be on TRT again. I'll be honest, even if it's only 150 milligrams per week, right? If I do a half an ampule of Bayer testosterone, I get about 150, 156 milligrams testosterone enanthate, and that should be enough, especially if I continue with the HCG, you know, to sustain my testicular function just in case, right? But that's in the future. That's in the future. For now, I'm just doing HCG, FSH therapy, and allegedly some Increlex. It is helping in growth hormone. It is helping to kind of keep me on the path of feeling somewhat like a bodybuilder. But yeah, I would kill to be on some TRT right now. But so far, so good, man. I think I'll do a physique reveal somewhere in January because then it's been 1 year after stopping anabolic androgenic steroids. And I think I maintained my shape pretty well. But to be fair, I'm not off cycle, right? I'm still taking HCG, FSH, Increlex growth hormone, and I just started the D-Chiro inositol, which is known to downregulate aromatase enzyme activity. And I do feel, albeit that it could be a little bit placebo, I do feel that my testosterone levels are higher. Yeah. Yeah, I do feel fuller and stronger in the gym, but I've been not missing any meals for sure since I came back from America because in America I got a little bit sloppy. All right, MVG, how to stay lean on test only cycle. Love your vids. A clean diet. It's that simple, right? You eat clean, you eat healthy, you eat all the foods that keep you lean. And then if you want to stay lean, you eat a little bit more of the foods that kept you lean so you can still grow on the test-only cycle. And if obviously you need to control your serum estradiol levels with an aromatase inhibitor and maybe modulate your blood pressure with an angiotensin receptor blocker like telmisartan, losartan, valsartan, etc. All right, but staying lean is mostly to do with a caloric intake, even though calories aren't everything, obviously, because if you break down your diet for a certain amount of macros, right, a certain amount of protein, certain amount of fat, certain amount of carbs, you still need to make sure that you get adequate micronutrients in, right? Because if you don't get micronutrients, how are you going to supply all the enzymatic reactions in your body? You need magnesium for enzymatic reactions. You need vitamin B6, B5P for, you know, the neurotransmitters. You need, niacin and nicotinamide for NAD plus levels downstream. So eat healthy, balanced diets, high quality food sources that might have less calories, and eat a little bit of vegetables to stay full. And then you can stay lean on a testosterone only cycle. I mean, I'm staying lean on a no test cycle. Easy, just have to control what you eat. Mm, fuck, this one is good. His recommendation of 8 Lounge. I just walked in there, said, "Hey, listen, I have no idea about Dominican and Nicaraguan cigars, but I'm very familiar with Cubans, and when I smoke Cubans, it has to be Maduro wrapped. Give me some recommendations." So the guy, you know, made a circle. He's like, "What's your budget?" I said, I had a good year, so just give me the best of what you got. And this is certainly one of the best. But yeah, again, a $45 cigar. I don't know. Those super chats better be going, otherwise I'm not breaking even tonight. Nice. All right, what's next? Etheros. Hello, Steve. I wish you a happy new year. I would like to know the detection window for these peptides and their metabolites if you have them on hand. BPC 157, TB 500, Ipromorelin, CJC 1295, no DAC. I don't have the detection times for those on hand, and I don't know them off the top of my head. So please, since you super chatted, Etheros, after we're done, because all the messages here are lost and I'll probably forget, just post this exact same comment down below and I'll get to you in 1 or 2 days, right? Because I will remember that, you super chatted. So I'll have a look at my notes. I don't have them here because all my peptide notes are somewhere else. And I think from next year, I'm no longer going to be doing drug testing consultations because honestly, I'm getting fucking rusty when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I don't want to take anybody's money anymore to give them detection times and how to bypass the metabolites when I'm not keeping up to date with the drug testing knowledge that keeps, progressing as we go through the year. Let's see. Finnish licorice liquor here. Man, the last time I had licorice liquor, I was 16 years old, and it's not trying to bite you. We had licorice liquor, Gold Strike. I'm sure you Europeans remember this, and some sort of cheap ass tequila. And three people finished 3 bottles, and then all 3 bottles went down the sink, the bathroom. What is it? Yeah, one guy was puking in the sink, one guy was puking in the bathtub, and I was puking in the what was it? The shower. Yeah, it was very cozy. So after that, I've never touched licorice liquor and Gold Strike again, but I have had some tequila along the way. Let's see, where are we? Let me scroll down a little bit. Ah, here we are. Mm, still got it. Let's see. Faisal, thoughts on low testosterone, like 50 milligrams per week, high Nandrolone, 700 milligrams per week for a hair-friendly cycle. You could do that, but I'm not. Yeah, you should be able to get enough estradiol on that protocol. Yeah, you should be able to get enough estradiol. I think your estradiol might be 50 picograms per milliliter. I think that's doable, right? And please add in some DHEA and Pregnenolone to sustain your neural steroids. And you might even be able to bring the testosterone down if you do like 50 milligrams DHEA, 25 milligrams pregnenolone, because ultimately that results in testosterone and estradiol as well, but also dihydrated testosterone. So if you go with a high nandrolone cycle and you have a little bit of test, DHEA and pregnenolone, or HCG for that matter, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Is it the best cycle, all things considering? I don't think so. But again, you want to have a hair-friendly cycle, and the nandrolone only cycle with trace amounts of DHEA, pregnenolone, and testosterone and HCG seems to be the way to go. But again, you're asking the wrong guy. Right? All this hair, dude, it's so shiny. All this hair, if I didn't have to trim it like 3 times per week, I wouldn't. Dolmatov, I just love licorice so much. Man, I would kill for some licorice right now. I would kill for some licorice. My mom sent me these cigars, the Cuban ones from Holland, and she usually puts some Dutch Canom in there, some stroopwafels and some licorice to kind of mask it, and then writes on, Dutch candy, $20, and it goes right through customs. Let's see. All right, here we are. Mario Clavero, opinions on best potent fat loss stack, injectable carnitine, anavar, some metformin applications, and does Halo have fat loss properties? Well, halotestin can block the corticosteroid, corticosteroid receptors. I'm getting intoxicated, guys. So if I mispronounce something, then my sincere apologies. It can inhibit, corticosteroid receptors, but it also inhibits the enzyme that converts cortisol to corticosterone, and thus cortisol levels go up because it isn't metabolized in something that's less active or inactive, and it can't bind to the androgen receptor. So if you do take halotestin, then blood pressure will certainly increase, right? Unless you're super lean and you're towards the end of the contest prep, which is generally where we use halotestin in the context of bodybuilders or before a strength event, right? But then you're a powerlifter and you're eating a boatload of food to kind of load up into your weight class, and then your blood pressure might be high. That's why powerlifters usually have tomato faces and bloody noses and blood coming out of all kinds of orifices after pulling max effort deadlifts. And bodybuilders on stage, all they have to do is flex and keep their stamina going somewhat, so they're not obviously bleeding from all orifices. So the only thing that you mentioned that actually has some fat burning or fat loss properties is injectable carnitine. And metformin I wouldn't even do because it lowers IGF-1, which helps with nutrient partitioning, helps to keep you full. And I think there's much better insulin sensitizing compounds out there. And dude, if you do daily fasted cardio and you take some magnesium in fish oil and you lower your calories, then you're insulin sensitive enough. You don't need fucking metformin, really. Stroopwafels are really good for anything. Yeah. Yeah, 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 especially for getting fat. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Did I miss any member questions? Where are we? Here we go. Carlos, I know you're a fan of Nebivolol for its performance-enhancing benefits. Does your recommendations of 2.5 to 5 milligrams upon waking apply to Natties as well? No, because beta blockers are known to downregulate HPTA and lower testosterone, estradiol, and other hormones levels in the body. So, no, I would not take Nebivolol if you're a natty. And, if you want to, have some heart rate reducing effects, look into, what is it called? Carditone. There's several different formulas out there, but it's known to reduce your heart rate and lower blood pressure as well. So I would look into Carditone over Nebivolol. But if you're sauced out of your gills, then I do think that Nebivolol can help you with performance during your workouts. But not everybody responds to this favorably, like Chase Irons, for example, and several other people that I talked to over the years, that they said that, they couldn't even get to the max effort lifts while taking Nebivolol. Whereas for me, I get perfect workouts every single time I take Nebivolol, especially combined with taurine and ubiquinol and injectable carnitine and, injectable aminoasylum products, right? So now the stack gets a little bit more complicated. But yeah, Nebivolol is part of it, and I do love myself a Nebivolol. All right, I think I answered all the member questions. So let me scroll down a little bit. All 1407. Actually, I don't give a fuck what's going on in this crazy world as long as I got Steve. Life is amazing. Happy New Year, Vigorous crew. Awesome. All right. Let me have another sip before. Oh, all my ice cubes are gone. It's hot in Thailand, even though it's winter. Should put less ice cubes. Guys, what are you guys drinking? What are you guys smoking? You guys want to do some fucking call-ins? Let me put the StreamYard link down below. All right, it's there. But again, if you want to join in for call-ins, two conditions. You need a fucking cigar and you need a fucking drink. And otherwise, you're not getting into the chat because I'm not smoking alone and I'm not drinking alone. Good stuff. Where are we? All right, let me answer some fun questions. Engineered Truth, thoughts on varicocele operation seems too risky with risk of return or damage to testes. Test level of around 200 to 300 nanograms per deciliter. At age 29, should I try enclomiphene only, or maybe should just say fuck it and hop on TRT? Well, did you do an ultrasound on your testicles and the blood vessels leading to your testicles to determine if you have a varicocele or not? Because obviously you're not going to do the surgery without some, imaging proof that you actually have a varicocele. From all the people that I talked to that had a varicocele and that had a surgery, it was 100% success rate. I've talked to about, must have been 50 people. At least, yeah, during consultations, and even Stan Efferding had it done, when he was, I think, mid-30s, maybe a little bit later. I mean, he didn't even go through puberty because he had a varicocele, and that's why he started testosterone reasonably early. And he had kids later on in life after he had the varicolectomy, I think something like that, done, right? So testosterone levels might be low because of a varicocele, poor lifestyle, poor eating habits, right? Poor exercise performance, poor sleep quality, poor micronutrient intake, etc. There's a million different reasons why testosterone levels might be low. So first, do an ultrasound. If you don't have a varicocele, you don't have to worry about doing surgery. And then when in clomiphene, it's something you can try. Or you try HCG monotherapy first. No, try clomiphene monotherapy first because your HPTA is still functioning in this context. So you try 25 milligrams in clomiphene before bed for 4 to 6 weeks. Check your IGF-1 levels, liver enzymes, and do some research on clomiphene about all the potential negative health risks. And then maybe do HCG monotherapy to see if you get a better response compared to the natural LH that you can produce when you're running in clomiphene. And then TRT or HRT is further down the line, right? I think I mentioned all of this in the things to consider before you hop on steroids video series, which were like 3 or 4. Yeah, so give those a watch. Let's see. Landon Gilbao. Gilbao. I hope I pronounced it correctly. Do you have to take insulin when using growth hormone? No, you don't. No, you don't. Really. I mean, yes, growth hormone can lower insulin sensitivity, right? Cause insulin resistance by increasing free-form fatty acids in the bloodstream, which inhibit insulin receptor substrate 1. And so it doesn't matter if you're on insulin exogenous or endogenously produced or not, right? The insulin that attaches to the insulin receptor will not function correctly as it should. That being said, testosterone increases insulin sensitivity. Cardio increases insulin sensitivity. Injectable carnitine will take care of the free-form fatty acids which are being liberated from the growth hormone. So if you're doing everything right and you run high dosages of growth hormone, I don't think that you need insulin. For example, HIV patients or children with dwarfism, right, short stature, that get prescribed IUs upon IUs of growth hormone, do they run insulin? And they don't even go to the gym, right? Or maybe some of them do, but kids are usually more physically active than adults because adults are sitting down like this, stationary, doing work all the fucking time. But kids are actually having fun outside, playing. Maybe not anymore. Maybe they're just on TikTok doom scrolling. But in that context, cases of hyperlipidemia and poor blood glucose managements are rarer than that they occur commonly. Did that came out right? Let me have another sip. All right. Happy New Year, buddy. Almost New Year's, yeah. Sorry. Some action on my microphone. This whole setup is fucking expensive, so I got to be extra careful on how I treat it. Happy New Year to all. What are you guys doing next tomorrow? You guys are getting fucking wasted? I'm not. I might get wasted today, but not not tomorrow. I don't really like crowds when it's New Year or any kinds of celebrations. I always have a feeling that something is going to go wrong and then stampedes occur. Maybe I'm getting old, but after watching a Santika burn down, I wasn't there personally. Santika was a nightclub here in Thailand, and they lit fireworks inside the nightclub. And then, of course, all the Christmas decorations caught fire and the people burned to death. And it happened in Holland 20 years ago as well. So yeah, I'm gonna stay inside. We're going to have a nice end of the year dinner, and that's about it. Carlos H. Caffeine barely affects me now, even after quitting for weeks. My DHEA sulfate is 134 micrograms per deciliter. With a little bit DHEA and Semax bring back the jitters. I saw a mosquito. You guys remember these? These are like brutal for mosquitoes. Anybody have PETA here? If I start zapping some mosquitoes, then I don't want to hear any complaints. Oh, here he is. These things are so annoying. This is the downside of being outside in Thailand. You get attacked, and even though I put Skeetalone all over my body, I'm still going to get attacked. Well, hopefully the cigar smoke and the fan. Let me put that a little bit to the side. Is the fan audible, guys? All right, never mind. So, DHEA barely affects after quitting for weeks. DHEA sulfate is towards the bottom of the reference range. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think some ashwagandha root extract, 450 milligrams of the KSM variety before bed, or 300 milligrams depending on the formula that you're using. Uh, let's say 300 to 450 milligrams KSM ashwagandha root extract before bed, and some phosphatidylserine, 1,000 milligrams should do it. And then 25 milligrams DHEA, 25 milligrams DHEA morning and evening, and some max 500 micrograms in the morning. Do that for a week, right? All of that combined. I'm sure you're going to have to order it, so you start running whatever arrives first. But when you run all of that at the same time for a week, then add in the caffeine, one shot, and enjoy the jitters, I would say. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Lots of New Years. Looking good, Steve. Thanks for another year of knowledge and entertainment. Yeah. Look at this fucking picture. I am handsome only sometimes. Yeah, but for the thumbnails, I'm. Oh, if Matt Epton is here, say hello. Yeah, I haven't talked to Matt Epton for a while. I think he comments still on every video. I mean, that guy is such a super fan. I wonder why I haven't met him when I came to America yet. Not some of these guys, because some of the guys are commenting on every video, right? And that really helps the algorithm. And I need every single comment that I can get, obviously, because otherwise we're not going to grow. Steve, answer the other people that super chatted. Okay, so which ones did I forget? This one I answered. And oh, this one I forgot. My bad. Sorry, guys. I live a high output life, own my own business, still work part time as an employee, and play competitive sports, having normal hormone levels. How do I know if HRT for entrepreneurial purposes is for me? Yeah, the only real way of knowing is by getting your hands dirty and trying it. But I think I offered plenty of other solutions to increase your testosterone levels. I mean, you could try a zinc and D-Chiro inositol to inhibit the aromatase enzymes, or reduce aromatase enzyme activity, and thus raise your testosterone levels slightly. Then there's HCG monotherapy and clomiphene monotherapy. And if you have a good response of all of that, or one of those, then maybe HRT is something you can try. But of course, HRT is not something you can just walk away from and then say, oh, that was fun. I'm never going to do it again. Because if you run HRT long enough, you still need post-psychotherapy. So do enough research, right? See how you feel on zinc, D-Chiro, and inositol. See how you feel in clomiphene, which you can just stop one day to the next, and then HPTA will continue basically as before, as long as you do it not too long, right? If you do enclomiphene monotherapy for like 2 years straight, okay, you might have, a down period. But I think if you try it for 4 weeks, it's probably the easiest way to determine if higher testosterone levels are for you, and see if higher testosterone levels help you with your entrepreneurial goals. Right? And for me, it's easy to say because I've been on TRT and more than HRT and HRT plus and steroid cycles. So I know exactly how productive I am on actual steroid cycles or HRT plus compared to now. Yeah. So, but the only real way of knowing is by getting your hands dirty. Did I miss any other super chats? I think I covered all of them, right? Mm-mm-mm. Man, there's a lot of comments here. I'm doom scrolling in my own comment section. Let's see. Dolmatov, got slightly high lymphocytes, only lymphocytes. So all the other white blood cells are normal. Be due to underground lab injections, or are they purely fighting viral load? It could be. I mean, it depends on what you're injecting, right? If you're having issues with the carrier oils, or something bacterial, or you may be fighting something like a common cold. Lymphocytes, eosinophils are usually the ones that are elevated, but it could be a multitude of different things. I mean, your white blood cells are not going to tell you if it's the underground lab or you're fighting a cold or you're just overtrained, right? It could be a multitude of different things. So when in doubt, stop the underground lab, switch to pharmaceutical grade, and see if your lymphocytes are still elevated when you made the switch, let's say 4 weeks later. Yeah. This fucking fan is blowing out my cigar. All right, well, that's what the $2 torch from AliExpress is from. I'm so cheap when it comes to these things. I love AliExpress. You know, you can buy semi-nice stuff for cheap, right? You can buy, well, this one I got at some grocery store, but you know, the ashtray, the lighter, and all that stuff. Just AliExpress it, dude. You don't have to think about it if it's only a couple bucks and it arrives in like 2 weeks. Mm, that's better. Let's see. So no call-ins, huh? How dare you light a cigar with a torch? Here we go. Dude, you probably showed up late. I have this. All right, I have matches. You see, I have matches, but the problem is I have a fan blowing on me because I'm in Thailand and it's fucking hot, and you know the wind kind of blows the match, not into the cigar but the other direction. So yeah, butane tastes incoming, but luckily you don't have to smoke this cigar. I have to smoke this cigar. London. Thank you for the information and entertainment content, Steve. Happy New Year to anybody in here. Yeah, Happy New Year, guys. Thank you, Landon. Nice hat. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. All right, guys, as a quick reminder, the StreamYard link is down below in case you want to call in. But if you're too shy, you don't have a drink and don't have a cigar, then just join in for the chat anyway. Gotcha. Just busting your ass, pal. Don't make me fucking put you in timeout. What happens to the DHEA, pregnenolone, and DIM in the body of a male without testes? Well, the same as a man with testes. DHEA will metabolize into testosterone and estradiol and dihydrotestosterone downstream. Pregnenolone will metabolize into DHEA or some of the corticosteroids. And dinomethane will help with estrogen balance. So even if you don't have any testes, it will metabolize just the same. Yeah, and will raise your testosterone levels, obviously. How's life in Thailand? It's all right. Next year might be problematic because they're starting to impose some taxes, which nobody knows any details about. So I've already put some things in place to make sure that I'm taxed as little as possible. And besides that, life in Thailand is always like it's been. It's nice, relaxing, easy, chill. You have to be selective who you associate yourself with. But we got a nice group of bodybuilders here in Bangkok. And Colton Red is going to join us, I think, in 2 days. So we'll take him to some nice restaurants here. And then the group of interesting and hardworking blue-collar bodybuilders is +2, right? Colton and his girlfriend. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that because I need more solid people around me. So yeah, it's a fun place, man. But it's not without its faults, just like every other place. I mean, plenty of places in the world that are not perfect, and Thailand is one of them. But all things considering, from all of the places that I've been all over the world, Thailand is the best for me. Yeah, Thailand is the best for me, for sure. Let's see, with 30% tax, I'm not sure. Might have to move to Dubai and open something in the trade-free zones there, and just pay 5% VAT. And yeah, man. Let's see. Oh, source checks. Let's not do that. D-Chiro inositol dose. So I'm taking, I think, 100 milligrams 5 times per day. So that's 500 milligrams. The study dose is 1,000 milligrams D-Chiro inositol, which was shown to downregulate aromatase enzyme activity, increase testosterone levels downstream. But I started at half the dose, and I do notice an effect. I'll tell you that. I mean, I feel more. I think I have higher libido, and the workout capacity in the gym is higher. But again, I'm on top of my diet. I train within my my super high strength in the past, right? So I'm like at 70%, 75%, 80% strength of what I used to have, but I feel that I went up slightly. Could it be the D-chiroinositol or just being super regimented the last couple of weeks after coming back from the US? I think everything contributes, but I'll do some blood work somewhere middle January, 2 weeks after finishing this bottle of whiskey. And then hopefully my testosterone levels will be like 800, 900 nanograms per deciliter. Fingers crossed. It's probably like 750, right? Which is almost a 10% increase from the 600, 700 nanograms per deciliter that I had before. All right. Mm, this one is a good one. Your favorite gaming console of all time? Well, Switch has two games, right? It has Breath of the Wild, and what is it called? Geez, I already forgot the name. Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. So that has two games. So I can't say that it qualifies for the best console of all time, but it has two very solid games. Then I had the Wii, which had uh, Zelda Skyward Sword and the remake or the port of Resident Evil 4, which honestly, Resident Evil 4 on the fucking Wii, Jesus fucking Christ. There's headshots. And it felt so intuitive to give those headshots, right? And stab all those zombies. Um, Man, I really want to play the remake that's on the PS5, but the amount of time that I sank into Tears of the Kingdom, I can't really afford it. Otherwise, there's less videos for you guys. So I'm going to have to say the best gaming console of all time is Nintendo 64. Yes, I'm an old fucker, but it had so many games that I really like to play. It had F-Zero, it had Zelda, let's see, Ocarina of Time, Zelda Majora's Mask, and WWE SmackDown and Mario Kart. I mean, WWE SmackDown. I mean, your obliques will cramp. But it's only for the 40 years old who remember that game. I laughed so hard, dude. That game. Mm. All right, I think it's time for a top up, guys. Let me know if I'm too intoxicated, okay? Otherwise, I make an ass out of myself on camera. And then I'm sure next week will be all kinds of reaction videos. Steve got drunk on a live stream. He said all these weird things. ASMR. I can do a little bit more. All right. Happy New Year. Yummy. Agreed. Nintendo 64, best of all time. Now I play Switch for Mario Kart Online. Nostalgia. I wonder if Derek More Plates More Dates threw his Switch in the trash. I told him to because there hasn't been any single video because he's been playing what is that fighting game? Uh, Smash Bros. Yeah, he's been playing Smash Bros for a year straight. But I give him a little break, okay? He did 2 videos per day for like 2 years. So I, I sent him a picture that I put my Switch in the drawer already, right, with all my games. I said, "This is what you need to do." And he didn't send me a picture back. So this is the reason why Derek doesn't post any videos. And I kept my mouth shut until he went on Rogan. But now that he went on Rogan and confirmed it for everybody, yeah, I can say that Derek was playing way too many video games. But it's he's making up for lost time, dude. He was grinding way too hard. He was gonna get a fucking midlife crisis at 30 years old if he kept going like that. So let him play his video games. Yeah. Haunted one. What's up, Steve? Well, the cigar is up. And I got lucky with the pairing. I might have to smoke another cigar after this one, but a smaller one. Okay, let's answer some drug questions. Um, Trend versus NPP for a bulk. Uh, 50 milligrams Tren and 700 milligrams MPP alongside. No, maybe not. Um, 50 milligrams of Tren per week, 200 milligrams NPP, and a gram of test. Yeah, and a boatload of calories and maybe some insulin and growth hormone to match. And that should be one hell of a cycle. Make sure you check your serum estradiol levels and your prolactin levels because those might be elevated. Yeah, when in doubt, take both, albeit at low dosages. So you get, the lowest effective dose, you get the most bang for your buck. And, you get synergy. 219 Nors. I can't say that it's better than one, but the results might be better, but the side effects might be worse also. Yeah. Juan Soto. Don't forget to hit that like, boys. These types of channels are hard to come by. Dropping straight knowledge. Happy New Year, Steve. Happy New Year, and thanks for the likes. We got 160 people. Holy shit. And nobody has called in. What's wrong with you fuckers? What's wrong? I'm sitting here getting a fucking plastered, and nobody's willing to call in. Again, bring a cigar and bring a glass of whiskey or another drink of your preference. Otherwise, you're not welcome. Right? The StreamYard link is right down there. Blue STI, super fan number one. What's up, Steve? Hope you're having a good holidays. I've been working. I've been working my fucking ass off because my editor obviously has a normal routine when it comes to employment. So he's like, yeah, don't forget that on Christmas I have 2 days off. I'm like, motherfucker. And don't forget that on New Year's, Monday the 1st, I have 1 day off. Motherfucker. Right? I don't expect the guy to work 6.5 days per week like I do, but yeah, we're a little bit behind on videos. So I'm like 8, 10 videos ahead. And yeah, I'm not going to pay him extra overtime to get those videos out the door faster, but I will start editing my own videos pretty soon again. So yeah, I've been working the last couple of days just to be ahead from January onwards because I don't want to be behind again. Because I mean, when I was in the United States, basically I had like 2 videos, 3 videos prepared. The rest were podcasts, but this channel was basically deader than a cockroach sprayed with cockroach spray. So let's not have that happen again. And parts. I'm the guy serving the drinks tonight. All right, so you should be working then. Well, serving drinks is good, right? Or unless you're the guy also driving everybody else home, that sucks. And in your kitchen making drinks for everybody, have this cocktail, have that cocktail, and then you want to have a little taste, but you can't because you have to drive everybody else home. All right, Thundercats. I fucking love it. Plumbers WRX. Hey Steve, what's the most important food to add to a healthy diet? Also, is there a hydration drink you prefer? Gorilla Mind, shameless plug. Gorilla Mind hydration. Me and Derek went back and forth a couple times during the formulation process, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. So I would still have to add a little bit of sodium to this hydration formula because otherwise it would be so salty that there's only one steroid educator that can actually drink this hydration drink. But for general population, it's good. But for me, living in Thailand, sweating my balls off every single time that I go to the gym, I still have to add a little bit of sodium to this hydration drink. But it's the best that's available on the market. Certainly best than Prime or any other hydration drink that's out there. 10% off with code Vigorous. Get busy. And the most important food you can add to a healthy diet, I would say a tablespoon of chia seeds to every single meal. I've done this for, and how many years? A decade? A tablespoon of chia seeds to every meal. I mean, it's basically a superfood. I mean, of course, it's a little bit exaggerated. Kale is a superfood. Asparagus is a superfood. Everything is a superfood nowadays. Multivitamins are a superfood for the amount of calories that you get from a multivitamin. But yeah, I think my intestinal health has improved so much since adding chia seeds to every single meal. Just a tablespoon, it's about 15 grams. You get a boatload of omega-3s, right? A little bit of fiber, a boatload of micronutrients. And I did that for all of my clients. Some of my clients are still doing that to this day. And guess what? Their digestion and their insulin sensitivity and all of their health parameters, fucking sweet. So if I have one important food to add to a healthy diet, chia seeds with every single meal. Yeah, and if you're on a carnivore diet, too fucking bad. All right, all right, since you guys are bitching, I'm gonna try to match this again. Ah, this is not working. All right, butane. Here we go. Tasty. Thank you, Steve. My pleasure, buddy. Thank you for your super chat. Dolmatov, I remember correctly that you have been asked before, do you have any plans to make your own platform one day? Some kind of forum or something? Nah. Nah, it's I got so much on my hands already, guys. I mean, I still do a boatload of personalized services. I mean, about 50% of my income is coming from personalized services still. And I think that, oh, somebody's joining. All right, Ryan, make sure you have your webcam on so I can see that you have a drink. So no, I don't think I'm going to attach a Discord or anything like that, right? People always need to be moderated. Personally, I don't have time for that. Again, I'm trying to get away from coaching and just being chatting with people 24/7. I did that for over a decade, and it's kind of time to focus on myself and the business things that I need to do to take care of my family. And doing a forum or Discord group or anything like that, it's just not in my interest, right? And fuck, yeah, no, no. It's too much work. Like you guys know that I work till 3 a.m. every single day, right? So I just no, I don't have time for it, and I don't want to. On trend, how many Thai boys have you mistakenly had? All right, Ian. Cheers. And it's not that I have to drink because I mistakenly had Thai boys, but I do understand the analogy. Um, yeah, a lot of guys here on trend they end up sleeping with some Thai boys that look eerily feminine. So yeah, it's a common occurrence. I know plenty of guys that ran Trembolone and started dating ladyboys. Yeah, it's nothing unheard of. And of course, if you're Tony or if you're part of that group, you don't even need Trembolone to get that far. You could just do it for the hell of it. So no, I've never dabbled with ladyboys, and since I'm married now for fuck, you've been married for like 8 years, together for 10 years. I think the door's closed, right? The window of opportunity has closed a long time ago. And since my wife told me to lay off the train over 8 years ago, before we got married, the window of opportunity is even more closed. So I guess we'll never know. Yeah, I can't say that it's unfortunate, but it's one of those things that I will never get to experience. Luckily. I saw some guys try to call in, but it didn't really work. Probably on their phone or something. Hey Steve, how long does it take for hypo symptoms to improve after starting TRT? Not much improvement yet after 2 weeks at 100 milligrams per week, mainly fatigue. Serum testosterone level should already be up, but maybe 100 milligrams per week is not enough. Maybe you should bump it up to 150 milligrams per week. And feel free to give that another try for 2 weeks, and then do blood work to see where your serum testosterone levels are at. But TRT isn't magic. If you're fatigued, it could be caused by a multitude of different things, which you need to address, right? If you have sleep apnea, address that with a sleep study, right? Or watch the sleep apnea video where you can kind of self-diagnose. Um, Maybe you're not getting enough micronutrients. I know it sounds like a broken record, but I mean you'd be surprised how much your sleep quality can improve by taking magnesium throughout the day, magnesium bisglycinate or citrate, and then magnesium threonate before bed, and watching the Deep Sleep Deep Dive video series, which I have a boatload of more suggestions for you to get over your fatigue. Maybe you have adrenal fatigue, right? Phosphatidylserine, ashwagandha root extract. I think do I have videos about that? I wrote an article about post-contest blues ages ago. Um, I produce so much content I can't remember. Do I have a video about that? I think I have. I think it's in a deep dive video series, the deep sleep deep dive. So give it maybe 2 weeks on 150 milligrams per week. In the meantime, you watch the deep sleep deep dive and the sleep apnea self-diagnosis video, and then hopefully over 2 weeks you kind of can piece it together, and then everything falls into place. Are you monogamous, do you guys? Oh, fuck, man. Of course I am. Dude, of course I am. Dude, my wife is the greatest. Why would I change, right? The problem is with a lot of guys nowadays, they fuck downwards, which is not what you should be doing, right? If you're in, well, I don't want to take people as an example, but I'm sure you guys can, know what kinds of people I'm talking about, right? I have a multitude of different girlfriends. Don't get me wrong, I had multiple different girlfriends way back when I started coming to Thailand in the beginning, because all those girls just fulfilled one role, right? So you want to go to the movies with one girl, the other girl you want to take out for dinner, the other girl is really good at sex, so you have multiple different partners, and they all fulfill a particular need. But when you meet that true love of your life that fills all needs, then you don't need to fuck anybody else. And I know I'm still on the market, but I don't feel the need. I mean, why would I sacrifice my marriage and finally being with a partner, a wife that is equally matched, which is fucking rare in this world, right? We're equally matched regarding our emotional age, what is it called? Emotional maturity, our financial maturity, which is even more rarer in this planet. We're both well traveled. We're both go getters. We're both entrepreneurial. I mean, everything is perfectly matched. So why would I fuck anybody else? Right? I can, dude, I can take my motorbike. I can drive 5 minutes and fuck some girl in a whorehouse, but I don't want to. I don't want to. All right, Ian, you got a cigar? Ian's got a drink. Okay, 1 second, guys. Let me hook this up. We're going to have a joiner. Let's see. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? How you doing?
How are you? What
I'm
you got
about to be
to drink
stoned.
today?
I'm drinking some Blue Man. I'm gonna smoke some weed
nice.
too.
Smoke some. That's not a cigar.
Does it count though?
Yeah, well, this has nicotine. That's probably has some nicotine as well.
Yeah,
So
dude,
how are
I've
you? You have a
enjoyed your
question?
videos. No, honestly,
Thank you.
man, I just wanted to drop in and say hi. You know, I've been a long time watcher of your shit, and I've benefited from it. So, thank you, sir.
Awesome, awesome. Happy to hear that. What's the most memorable video you can remember from our channel? Can't,
Honestly, now's not the time to ask me that. I know I've been about I was taking Anabar, and I really enjoyed the grapefruit short. I remember saving
yeah.
that and doing some research into that.
It was inspired by Kai Green.
Really?
You don't remember that Kai Green video with the grapefruit?
Honestly, dude, I've seen so many of your videos. Like, they all just kind of blur together anymore. I do enjoy the Saturday chats. I think that's fun.
Yeah. No, it's fun. It's fun to get people on board. I haven't had call-ins for a while, but I figured today, since we're all celebrating the end of the year, might as well do some call-ins.
Yeah, I didn't know this was a thing. I didn't know you did this. So when I saw it, I was like, well, shit, dude. I'm going to join it.
I did it a couple months ago, and then I got some people without webcams, and they asked me about height protocols. So, they're like 16-year-olds. So after that, I was like, oh, this is too much of a liability. I can't. Oh, man, I can't. You should see my...
Trying to Sam select the shit.
Yeah. Yeah, they try, man. But there's only one Sam Sulek, so I'll let him be. Right?
Yeah.
So no questions? Just wanted to hang out?
Yeah, no, I was just dropping in to say hi, man. I got my beer. Just finished smoking a little bit of weed, man. Just wanted to say what's up.
Cool. Cheers to you.
And cheers to you, my friend.
Thanks, buddy. Hey, have a nice evening. Happy New Year. Enjoy your night out tomorrow if you're going out, and don't do anything crazy, okay? Because
here, I
want
to introduce you to somebody.
All right. What's up? Oh, man, that's a nice dog.
This is my,
so cute. Very well mannered.
He's sitting in front of the heater right now.
Oh, is it cold where you are? Oh, you got your own heater, right?
He's just a a lot for the warmth, man. Like I like to put it in my legs, take my time.
Same.
I got my rocking chair right here. I sit with the heater on the
Nice.
legs. And
There you
the
go.
best,
Nice.
man.
It's same as my cats. They kind of hang out on the power supply of my laptop. So if I can't
Oh,
find them, I know exactly where they are. Yeah. Yeah, that's why my computer
where'd
always
the cat go?
overheats. Yeah. All right, man. I'm going to let you go. Enjoy your evening.
Yep.
Thanks for joining
Hey,
in.
take care, man.
Have a good day. Yeah. Take care.
And to you the same.
Thanks. All right. Hey, at least he had the balls to call in. Who's next? Hmm. Haunted one. Best blast cruise protocol to prevent shutdown. Um, well, you're going to be shut down regardless, because even on a cruise you're going to be shut down. And during a cruise you might be able to use enclomiphene monotherapy, but even then, I don't think that enclomiphene monotherapy is sustainable, dude. And you can use HCG to sustain testicular function, but then you're still shut down. Just your testicles are working, but your hypothalamus and your pituitary are non-functioning. So the nature of your question is dubious, to say the least. If you don't want to do a shutdown, then basically you're limited to your cruise would be enclomiphene, and your blast would be testosterone only in HCG, and then you kind of alternate between that, because as soon as you start adding in the progestogenic 19-ORs, the nandrolone, the trembolone, the trestolone, I don't think your testicles are going to function regardless of how much enclomiphene or HCG you're running. And of course, on a cruise, it will work. HCG, enclomiphene, and testosterone will all work together. But personally, I wouldn't run enclomiphene longer than 6 weeks, honestly. And dude, if I liked enclomiphene, I would run it right now over HCG and FSH. It would be significantly cheaper than what I'm doing right now. Now I'm spending an arm and a leg. Yeah, and this super chat is not going to cut it. That's not even 2 IUs of FSH. No, FSH is cheaper, but right, it's very expensive what I'm doing right now. I don't smoke. I should smoke a little bit harder, because otherwise this thing will keep going out. Nicholas, you got a drink and a cigar? Show me. You got a Coke Zero. What is that? Is that a proper drink? Where's your cigar? You don't have a cigar. All right, then you're not joining in. You got to smoke at least something. All right, Lucas. Hey, Steve. Can you recommend an HMG dosage to replace my HCG? I took out the HCG and my acne has improved significantly. Bittersweet. So I don't really like HMG because it's reasonably expensive and it only contains FSH and maybe trace amounts of HCG. So you would still need HCG alongside of that, because the HMG dose or the HMG doesn't contain enough HCG to kind of fulfill that pathway of the luteinizing hormone receptor. So 75 IUs HMG and 250 IUs to 1,000 IUs HCG for fertility purposes. And of course, if you're getting acne from the HCG and you take that out, then it's probably from the hormonal fluctuations. So you might have to do microdosages of HCG or use an aromatase inhibitor or diindolmethane, or just look into your diet, right, to control your acne to a certain extent. Nicholas, you got a vape pen there? All right, you got something. All right. Sorry, I got to answer some questions in the meantime. 1 sec. All right, let me remove this. Jeez, why is everybody smoking weed?
I'm not a cigar enjoyer, man. I never have been. Like my older
Really?
brothers are really cigar fans, and I just can't get into it because I
No?
smoke it like weed. I take it down in my lungs, and it hurts, bro.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That's my
that's
main
not the way to
problem.
do it. No, that's
No,
not the way
not
to
at
do it.
all.
Okay, so what are you blazing today?
Mm, just some weed as always, man. And I got a Michelob. I'm not a huge drinker, trying to get on my fitness shit as most people
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, you should just reserve the alcohol for once in a while. I mean,
oh
the funny
yeah,
the
dude.
funny thing is, the last time I drank, I was in the United States, And then I realized, wait a minute, if I do a podcast and I have one drink, then I'm going to be plastered from one drink, right? So I had like one glass on Monday, one glass yesterday to kind of build up that stamina. And now I'm good, two glasses in. But if you don't drink frequently, it hits you like a fucking freight train.
Oh yeah, like I never drink anymore, but I had some beers with my dad on Christmas and like my whole
Yeah.
family and stuff. Man, I was
Uh-huh.
walking out of there like, oh, like I haven't been like this in a couple months. Like, what am I doing here?
It's rough, right?
Oh,
So
it's
what are you do?
terrible.
What are you doing for New Year's?
Nothing. I'm actually getting over being sick, so
Mm.
just kind of just trying to recover. It sucks. I haven't even been in the gym for a week, and it hurts my soul. But just trying to get healthy and stuff before the New Year's.
It's all right. It's all right. I took a week off as well. Right? I was a little bit overtrained, so I took a week off this last week, and then I think on the first or the second, I'm gonna hit the gym hard. But it depends on how much whiskey I have today, because yeah, I might have to take a day off tomorrow.
I'm right there with you, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just
So you
want
got
to
it.
hop on here, dude. Like me and I actually have a twin brother. Me and him are huge fans of yours. Like I watch like
Oh,
pretty
awesome.
much all your stuff. And
Thanks.
you asked
Thanks.
the other guy your favorite video, and I was sitting here like,
Yeah.
man, what is mine? And honestly, it's the iron joint stuff because I tore both my knees in high school.
Mm.
Oof, I can't. I'm just now getting into my enhanced journey, if you will. So slowly but
All
surely,
right.
we'll dip my toes into that, eventually, and
Yeah.
hit some devious legs when my knees don't pain me every single time I'm going
Yeah,
past
I know it
90.
sucks. Like once you got terrible knees, right, and especially if you're an athlete, in your younger years, then there might be some wear and tear.
Yeah.
But some of the recommendations in that joint video series, I think it's like 3 or 4 videos. I'm sure you can get some quality information, and then you slowly start trickling stuff in. Slowly start doing it. And I watch as many videos because one drug will lead to side effects, and then you have to watch another video before you
Right.
know it. You have to watch like 10 videos. But the funny thing is, most people realize now that on my YouTube channel, I have a solution for everything.
That's the best part.
Yeah, that's the best part, right? And you see it on the super chats or the questions that people ask. I said, listen, I have a video about this. All you have to do is use the search function.
I'm not gonna lie, that's part of the reason why I don't join these because it's like you fuckers really don't watch the videos, do you? Like y'all
No,
really don't y'all don't use the search bar much, do you?
it's easier. It's fine though. It's easier,
Yeah,
right?
no, I get it though because like having because them being able to like actually portray their situation or whatever they got going
Mhm.
on is extremely
Right.
helpful because not everybody
Yeah, yeah.
understands.
Personalized advice, and plus, I don't mind taking some super chats along the way.
Right.
Right? I'm still an entrepreneur, so those super chats go a long way, dude. Especially with AdSense now being fucking abysmal in their payment. Yeah, the AdSense is terrible right now.
Ugh.
Yeah. So any questions I can help you with today?
Um, no, man, I just wanted to come on here and just,
All right, cool.
say thank you for all for all you do. And seriously, like you, I'm sure like I'm not the only one, but you teach everybody a lot of shit that's really helpful
Yeah.
that nobody wants to talk about. So it's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
helpful.
I
I'm
try to
just,
give back as much as I can because it was such a struggle for me to learn all this stuff over the years.
mhm.
And there's so much misinformation out there, and there's not so many experienced guys who really talk about what goes on, what you need to do, and pay attention to.
Yep.
So I just try to make a channel that I wish I had when I was young, and I think we're getting there.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
absolutely.
we're getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted
Thanks,
to
buddy.
come, on here, say thank you, and yeah,
Much
just keep doing you.
appreciated.
I appreciate you, man.
Enjoy your drink and your weeds. I think you got
Yeah.
another guy joining in, and I wish you a happy New Year, buddy.
Yep. You
Enjoy.
as well. I appreciate you, sir. Take it easy.
Thanks, buddy. Have a good day. Take care. Ciao. There's another guy, but I don't see his webcam yet. So let's fix myself another drink in the meantime. We're 1 hour in. One drink every 30 minutes. Yeah, that's all right. All right. 1 second. Incredible. All right. Incredible is joining in. Ooh, that's a royal glass. All right. Incredible. You got a cigar or something to smoke and a drink? Show it to me. All right. You're
Lit, huh?
you're allowed in. All right, there we go. What do you got?
All right, it's not lit, but with
You're just
cigar in
showing
hand.
it. Just showing what you
Um,
got. What do you got over there?
so check this out. We actually, this is a new release. I don't know if you're big into Davidoff.
I know that all. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a big Davidoff guy.
It's
And
nice.
then, they just came out with this one for the Year of the Dragon for the new release.
Oh, right. So you had to fly all the way to China to get that at the duty free.
Yeah, seriously. I'm lucky. I got a Davidoff dealer in town, and they're the only one for about maybe 200 miles. So
Oh,
it
really?
works out.
Okay.
Yeah, they get a couple boxes each year. So I'm still getting my collection, but I got a couple years back from this release, and they're
I always try to work on my collection, then I smoke through them faster than I can collect them. So my humidor is full with like 20 cigars at most, and then I have another event, and then
right.
yeah, I'm like Fuad Abiat. I
There,
smoke way
I'll
too
show-
much sometimes.
I'll show you my nice cigar stash. So there we go.
Oh, there we go.
The full Davidoff lineup.
Are you sponsored by Davidoff?
I'm not. I spend way too much fucking money on them. My credit card hates me, but they're too fucking good.
At least get a T-shirt and some sort of cigar cutter from Davidoff.
Yeah,
and then you get
seriously.
a full Monty.
Well,
What's
maybe
up,
they'll
buddy?
send
So-
me one of their humidors.
Oh yeah,
We'll
that would
see.
be nice. Yeah,
for
that would be
5,000.
nice. Yeah. You drinking anything or just joining in?
You know what? I'm in the U.S. It's morning, so we're enjoying.
All right,
Enjoying the yerba mate, a little bit of caffeine, waking me up. It's a
enjoy.
lazy Saturday. I look like shit. I said I just got up.
That's okay. Yeah, it's 1 a.m. 1 a.m. Yeah, right here. Any questions I can help you with for this call?
Well, I've been kind of back and forth on what cycle to run next. And I wanted to get your thoughts on Trestolone a little more in terms of, so I have a online friend who
Online friend.
Yeah.
Is she a girl or an online
No,
friend
a
who
guy,
can also
a
hook you
guy.
up with Tristolone?
No. A guy in one of our source discords who's a big proponent of it.
Yeah.
He's ran it solo as HRT. He's an older gentleman, maybe in his mid 40s. Has said it's wonderful, but when I go and read all the shit on Reddit, guys talk about permanent blood pressure gains, insane water retention, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Then you got others that say it's the best cycle they've ever ran. So
yeah, it's really all over the place. That some guys respond poorly, and other guys really respond well to it. And it's one of the steroids that I'd never tried myself, but I really wanted to do it. But maybe after my wife pumps out like 2 kids, because I think it's going to make me
that was my
sterile.
next question. Is I've seen some things where some people say that the fertility problems can be permanent with that drug, and that's a bit concerning. And I feel kind of silly because I did source some of it, and I have it with me currently, and I'm like, oh,
you got it now. You got to run it.
You know what? I spent the money. Part of me was like, let me just take it. Let me just take 5 mgs pre-workout one day. See, I just got acetate. So I was like, let's just see. But I think I wasn't sure if you knew about the fertility issues with it, but
I know. So I have a fertility video where I analyzed all of the anabolic androgenic steroids regarding the scientific evidence on their fertility parameters. And Trestolone was actually investigated as a male contraceptive. But the good news is it wasn't 100% successful, and that's why it was withdrawn. So when you look at the clinical evidence, I have all the citations in a Dropbox Word document. So give that a download and just go through the citations. And then you'll see that like 50% of the studies show that Trestolone was not successful to induce azoospermia in men.
Right. So complete lack of sperm there.
And that's anywhere between like 50 milligrams up to 200 milligrams per week, if I remember correctly.
Fuck ton.
So most guys get away with 50 milligrams, 100 milligrams Trestolone acetate per week on top of a testosterone base, right? Or solo if you want to. But I mean, I know guys that run like 350 milligrams Trestolone acetate solo.
Insane. Yeah, that sounds crazy.
And they love it, dude. They fucking love it.
Okay.
They did Nandrolone only cycle. They say, oh, that's cute, and they do Trestolone only cycle, and they never go back. Yeah,
sure. So for me, it's been back and forth because part of me, I wanted to try it out for about 4 weeks and see how I felt.
Yeah.
If not, completely drop it, and then I just ended up getting a shit ton of Deca that I was going to run anyways. I was going to do 100 tests, 750 Deca, run that 16 weeks.
Like you have some experience with testosterone, right?
I've been on almost a gram all last year.
There
So
you go. There you go, my man.
yeah.
Stop normalizing steroids.
Sorry guys.
Yeah.
It's awesome,
No,
but
I
don't
know.
do
It's,
it.
it's same here. Same here.
I'm
So
still young.
yeah, you can get away with the ramifications. Yeah. So
Uh-huh.
I would do maybe a TRT dose of testosterone and then add in the testosterone at maybe 50
Okay.
milligrams, 100 milligrams per week. See how you respond. Right. Then you run that for 4 weeks and see if you want to bump up the dose or remove it completely,
Mhm.
or bump up the dose and remove the testosterone. It's just step by step. And ideally, you do some
Sure.
blood work in the meantime to see if your estradiol levels are high, your prolactin levels are high, liver enzymes. Do you know which carrier oil this testosterone acetate is in?
It's a very popular source, and you know them. I'm not going to say it out loud, but
Mhm.
a
Is
very
it
very
MCT
popular.
oil?
I believe so.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Remember, with MCT oil, the oil it gets absorbed rapidly. So daily subcutaneous
So that's what I
microadministrations
was
for
going to
the
ask too.
lowest possible side effects. So if you start with like 50 milligrams per week, that will be what
That's what I was going to do.
8 milligrams per day, and it's
Yep.
brewed in what, 50 milligrams per 1 milliliter
50
or 100.
megs. Yep.
Yeah,
That's 50.
yeah. So you
Only an
it's 1 mil
Anthate
per
comes in
week.
100, I think.
Yeah. So it's I rarely see Anadrol though.
That's
I
expensive.
really see.
Yeah. It's pricey. That's
If it's good, it's worth it.
exactly.
If
All
it's
right,
good,
well,
it's worth.
I'll
But
try that. Yeah, I was told to
yeah.
take the older gentleman that recommended it said to take calcium glucarate and DIM with it as well. That seems to be kind
Yeah.
of some sort of natural. Yeah, I already got all that stuff on hand. So
Yeah, you can do that, but I mean, testosterone will promote the conversion of testosterone into estradiol, and diamylmethane and calcium diglucarate might not be sufficient. So at least
okay.
keep some sort of Nolvadex or aromasin on standby.
Aromasin, yeah, I always got a shit ton with me just in case.
If you do like 150 tests and 50 milligrams testosterone, you might already have high estradiol levels. So just be careful.
Yeah, I've been on a. I mean, I'm not sure with 19 nors. I've only ran Deca a few times before, but I've been on a gram of test with no AI except I'll maybe pop 12.5 megs of aromasin once every 2 weeks when I just feel a little.
Okay.
Nothing really bad. Even though
Good
I'm
stuff.
holding a lot of water, but it doesn't. My numbers.
That's life.
Yeah, they're on the
That's
higher
life.
end, but
Right.
I'm not getting any crazy side, so I think I'm a
Yeah.
relatively
Just
low
remember, like
aromatizer.
high estrogen levels for longer periods of time can also cause some issues. So at least
Right.
control it and do some blood work, right? And then the more data you
Yeah.
have, the better the decisions you can make. And again, just start low and build your way up. That's how I would do it. But I gotta have 2 kids first before I try the magical testosterone myself.
That's the only part that's kind of scary for me. But then again, if it's not Treslone, it's Deca, so I guess I'm not really.
And that's just as bad for your testicles. But
Right, so I
Ty
guess-
Clark had like 2 beautiful kids himself, so it's and he ran all the Deca all the time for
all the
years.
time solo, yeah.
All the time, yeah, all the time. So
I'm-
I wouldn't
I'm-
worry about it too much, but otherwise keep some HCG in the picture, you know.
I think that's something I do need to deploy because, yeah, ideally I'd run DHTs, but I'm too much of a pussy with my hair. I've never ran a DHT in my life besides test. No
It's not the
Primo,
end of the
no
world.
no
It's not
mass
the end
run,
of
no
the world.
EQ. You know,
Mhm.
everyone's like, just shave your fucking head, pussy, and run some real shit. And it's like, I don't think my
Yeah.
girlfriend would.
Yeah, right.
don't
You gotta
know,
be
you know.
mindful of what the wife wants, because right, you can't fuck yourself. You need 2 to
No.
make that work.
Yeah, I don't care how big I am if I'm single. You know what I mean? That's like
Exactly. Yeah, it's pointless. It's pointless.
So,
All right, man. Hey, good
Cool.
luck.
Well,
I
hey.
see some more questions pop up.
Yeah.
Good luck with your testosterone cycle. Let us know a little bit of a steroid report in a couple of weeks.
Of course.
And I wish you all the best, man. Gains incoming. Enjoy.
You too. Happy New Year. Thank you.
Happy New Year, buddy. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. Ciao. All right. This is what I want. I want cool people to call in and talk about drugs. All right, guys. Sorry for neglecting the chat. I see no new questions came in, but feel free to post some more new questions, and then we go right back. I think we're going to, in about 40 minutes, we're going to remove the StreamYard link, and then we'll continue for another hour. So I think this will be a 3-hour live stream today because I'm having fun and I'm mildly intoxicated, and that helps. It's one of those whiskeys that starts off not so nice, and then the more you drink of it, the nicer it gets. Yeah. Growth Carl. Let's see. Let me have a puff first. Bayer. Ooh. Nasty. Bayer testosterone too thick to inject. The Thai Nipro syringe caps. Oh, you're in Thailand? Do I know you? Maybe. The Thai Nipro syringe caps just pop off and the insulin syringes won't even move. Harpoon's only solution. Dude, I use Bayer testivirons all the time and they go through an insulin syringe, but maybe your air conditioning is too high and the temperature is too low. So the oil gets thicker as the temperature goes down. So again, it's all included in the Carrier Oil Deep Dive video series, which is, or Deep Dive, which is coming soon. And there I did discuss the dynamic viscosity rating and how you need to inject this. But if you, let's say you split an ampule of Bayer testivirin into 2 insulin syringes, right? You need to backfill them because obviously you can't use an insulin syringe to draw from the ampule. And then you, you backfill it with, like, say, 0.612 milliliters, because again, those ampules are overfilled. Then you hold the insulin syringe in your hand for, let's say, 5 minutes, and then the oil heats up to body temperature and it's easier to inject, but it will still take about a minute or maybe even 2 minutes to inject a full insulin syringe with Bayer testivirin. So it might take you, let's say, a minute, maybe a little bit longer. So you just need a steady hand and patience. Right? I used to inject Bayer testivirin and Bayer rimibolan all together, and 1 cc per day, and it would take me 2 minutes per time, but eventually it will get in. And eventually it will raise your serum concentrations, and then eventually you have a good outcome because Bayer testivirin is Bay. So yeah, just be patient, bro. Steve, what is your daily routine? Let's see. Well, I wake up. Usually the cats wake me up around 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Again, I wake up at 12 and go to bed at 4 a.m. So the cats usually wake me up. Then I go down, I say hi to all of my cats and my wife if she's at home. Then I feed all the cats, and then I play with the cats, and then they can go to bed. And then I do some emails for about 2 hours. At 2 a.m. I start doing morning fasted cardio, which is afternoon for everybody else, but it's morning somewhere on the planet, right? So I do my fasted cardio at 2 a.m. in the morning. I do about, let's see, 100 sit-ups, and then 50 leg raises, and then 50 ab crunches to the side, another 50 ab crunches to the other side, another 50 leg raises, and then another 50 regular crunches, and then I do about 15 to 30 minutes of cardio, depending on how I feel that morning. Then I make breakfast, a big bowl of salad, and 10 egg whites with 2 or 3 whole eggs, take all my multivitamins, do some not steroid injections, do some ACG and FSH injections, and then I usually start preparing for videos. So I make a script or something, and then at 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I start recording. I record the video that I want to make. Or sometimes I only get halfway through and I have to record again the next day, but I try to record every single day. Then I have a protein shake with all of the Gorilla Mind products, right? All of the protein from Gorilla Mind and all of the pre-workouts from Gorilla Mind. And then I go to the gym 4 days a week. And then I come back, I have salmon, about 400 grams. Then I spend the rest of the evening with my wife, and then I get back to work. So it's about 8 and 4 hours of work over the day, so it's about 12 hours in total. But then again, consultations doesn't really feel like work. I still have an hour and a half of consultations most days of the week. And then I have another meal with beef and another bowl of salad. I take some more vitamins before bed, and then I go downstairs for the last hour of the day, and I play with the cats who are still awake. And then I go to bed. So that's pretty much every single day. But on Saturday, I obviously have the Vigorous Q&A. And on Sunday, half the day, I just have breakfast. I might go to the gym. If I do something in town, I go to BPC Fitness. And then I go out with my wife, and we have fun. So that's tomorrow. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So that's pretty much my daily routine. Yeah. Yeah, work. Yeah, I'm in Chiang Mai right now. Can't handle the Bangkok traffic. All right. If you go to the gym and you see some big fat potato guy giving you unsolicited steroid advice, just walk away. Just walk away and make sure that you tell them that you don't want to sign up for their masterclass. All right? That's the annoyance of living in Chiang Mai. All right, where are we? Smash that like button, bro. Yeah. 140 people in the chat. Let's see. Damn, 73 likes. That's kind of sad, huh? Well, it is what it is. Let's scroll up. Not so many members out there today. Not so many members. JV12. What's an ideal resting heart rate, Steve? I like about 45 to 55, let's say. That's kind of on the low side. That's like borderline bradycardia, but that's usually where my resting heart rate is at. Now it would be a little bit higher because I'm smoking a cigar and I'm having some alcohol. And I had some Gorilla Mind respawn before this live stream, so I can be as cognitive as possibly as I possibly can, drinking alcohol. So my resting heart rate now would be like, what, 70, something like that. But usually, an ideal resting heart rate upon waking, without activity would be, let's say, around 50, 60, I would say. Yeah, if you're an athlete, I would keep it low. My resting heart rate is usually around 45. Yeah, when I wake up, and then during the workout, obviously it goes sky fucking high because I train like an animal still. But it comes down very, very fast as well, even though I'm not using a beta blocker currently. I haven't used a beta blocker for over a year. What the fuck, you mean at rest? Yeah, at rest, 45. 45 beats per minute. If it's 70, it's too high, dude. Or you're just sedentary. Adrian, what's up, bro? How have you been? How was your holiday? Happy New Year in advance to you and your family, Steve. So Adrian is one of those guys that I actually met here in Thailand. You're due for another... Aren't you coming in February? So, yeah, the longer I do it, the more people I meet, and the cooler being on YouTube becomes. Because most of the people that I meet in real life are fucking cool. Like Adrian, for example. He is... he's a nice guy. As Greg Valentino would say. So yeah, Happy New Year to you too, buddy. I hope you're doing well. I hope everything is going well with your supplement journey. Let's keep it PC. Oh shit. All right, alcohol's starting to work. $85 to $105 resting. Yeah, you need to talk with a cardiologist. Bro. That's not good. Yeah, you're either trained or mad unhealthy, or you take way too many stimulants. All right, lay off the Anadrol, please. Incredible. As what am I smoking? I think this is a Casa Fuente Maduro wrapped. And I have a terrible, like they all have a special name, right? The only thing I can remember is Cohiba Maduro 5 Genius size. But those are unfortunately not available anymore. And I smoked all the average size. I don't even know what the normal size of the Maduro 5 is. But yeah, I'm terrible at remembering names. I just ask for advice, and then I get a couple ones. And I'm usually pleasantly surprised at what the guys at the humidors recommend me. Sometimes it's like $10, it's great. Sometimes it's $50, it's great. Sometimes the $15 ones are not so great. But then again, it's only $15, and then you don't feel too sad about smoking a $15 cigar that's not great. And then you have a more expensive one, and then you feel better about yourself again. Boozerous is increasing. Yeah, that was the whole point. But I think I'm the only one actually getting fucking slammered. One drink every 30 minutes. I'm right on target. All right, stay on target, guys. Stay on target. Stimulants will age you faster. Yeah, because your heart rate goes up, and of course, heart rate is directly correlated to how fast you age, because you only have so many heart beats in your lifetime. Cornelius Barkin, what's up, dude? What's up? How have you been? How's the anabolic train going for you? 53 heart rate at the moment. All right, Sash is considered an athlete. Nice work. There's a big Jonko. What the hell's a Jonko? Jonko. Meaning. I'm dating myself. Jonko is the emperor of the sea. Wait a minute. Is Luffy considered a Jonko? All right, just call in and show me what you mean, and then let's see what we can do. I live at high altitude, and 75 to 80 beats per minute heart rate is normal. Okay, I didn't know that. I was not aware. Let's see, Cornelius, it's going awesome, brother. Are you going to the Arnold? I would love to grab an anabolic selfie with you. For now, I'm gonna say no, but I might change my mind last minute. Right? Again, I'm trying to get my wife pregnant, and I don't want to go too far from house, because last time I went to the USA, we missed an opportunity of conception, or basically missed it, because she was right ovulating on the day she arrived. And since we only get to, 2 tries per ovulation round, I think that opportunity was lost because she was traveling, and that's obviously not the best time to start conceiving. So I'll have to have a look. And if she's pregnant, but I can't talk about it when the Arnold Classic takes place, then I'm not going to go. It's as simple as that. So yeah, maybe. I could do a last minute change though. I might not be able to get favorable tickets. I know Chase Irons, Paul Burnett, the whole crew, they got tickets already. But of course, if I get a last minute airplane ticket, but I won't be able to get a ticket to the show, then that's not the end of the world. I can still go to the expo and that kind of stuff. But I might decide like a month ahead. Yeah. So for now, I'm gonna say no. But you never know, right? You never know. But yeah, you'll be able to meet anybody from the Anabolic Bodybuilding podcast, and Chase Irons is going to be there as well. And of course, all of your favorite bodybuilders should be at the Arnold Classic too. Iron Grids. All right. Let me build up some confidence to answer this question. Iron Grid has got a drug-related question. I heard ezetimibe can prevent omega-3 absorption, HDL cholesterol. Is this true to an extent? I was considering buying some for endless eggs, bacon. I love those too much. Well, you should always eat healthy first and use the drugs if needed, when the diet alone can't improve your blood work parameters, right? I mean, I eat healthy basically 24/7, besides, a cigar and some alcohol, once in a blue moon. And but I still eat healthy. So if I need ezetimibe, it's only on cycle when I run higher dosages. So I tried to research back in the day, like 2 years ago, if you can inhibit steroid absorption, but I can't remember running past any information that omega-3 absorption is impaired as well. I mean, I ran ezetimibe and fish oil, and my HDL was as good as it can be on cycle when I was supplementing with fish oil and taking steroid and taking ezetimibe. So I'm not entirely sure if that's true, but if it is true, there's probably some scientific evidence to support that. But yeah, if you need ezetimibe to eat endless eggs and bacon, then you're doing it wrong. And then you're doing it wrong, Iron Grid, please. Big House, can increasing calories in some cases cause fat loss? New coach is suggesting I eat 800 calories to my existing caloric intake, even though I already feel like I'm gaining weight right now. I mean, in the long run, it can cause fat loss because you increase your metabolic rate. An 800 calories increase might be a little bit too much. Personally, I would recommend, when I was still coaching, I would recommend my clients to increase it with about 10%. So let's say you're eating 3,000 calories right now. I would add in 10%, 3,300 calories in total. And then maybe 2 weeks later, you increase it with another 10%. And then 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks later, you increase it with 10% again. So I feel that a caloric increase of 800 calories is a little bit too steep. You'll probably gain some strength, obviously, but you'll also gain strength if you increase your calories by 10%. So on 800 calories, you'll probably get fat unless you're already eating 8,000 calories, which I highly doubt. So in the long run, it can cause fat loss because, again, your caloric intake will be higher than before. And if you increase your metabolic rate to match your caloric intake, and then you start cutting, then you start inducing fat loss at a higher caloric intake. And then your endpoint calorie intake, when you're close to 8% body fat, 6% body fat, will be higher than before going through this process during the off season. All right, I hope that makes sense. I eat bacon and eggs daily and lots of meat plus testosterone injections. All right, you must be swole. You must be swole, dick cocked tookie. Yeah. Bacon and eggs, baby. Steak and eggs. That's better than bacon. Bacon is too much fat, even though I did have some bacon today on top of my hamburgers. Yeah, it's the end of the years, guys. I gotta enjoy myself a little bit. Yeah, so all this preaching. I mean, I did have some hamburgers today. Yeah. All day back chody. Does TRT affect fertility? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Any exogenous testosterone or testosterone derivative, any exogenous steroids will affect your fertility negatively. Right? That's why we have fertility protocols. Otherwise, I would still be on TRT. Let's see. Have you seen that Svein Falzen guy? No, I have not. Svein Falzen. Is that the young guy that was on? Oh yeah, Genetic Anomaly. Like, yeah, I watched that. I forgot his name already. I watched that podcast with Nal Nygaard. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, I hope he stays healthy. That's my only advice I would give to this kid. 20 years old, fucking huge. Right, which is good to gain followers, but it's not so good for your health. So again, I would recommend all the young bucks out there that are willing to go take that much steroids to get that huge to also hire a coach that's a little bit more knowledgeable about the health aspect of running higher dosages, so they can reach all their goals while stay as healthy as possible. Yeah. He's only been training for 3 years. I mean, Rami was training for what, 3 years, and then he got his pro card. So, guys, it's not unheard of, but it's only for a select amount of people out there that they gain so much size, and get pro cards and look absolutely big. And again, most of these guys, they don't post their blood work. They just post the pictures. And of course, pictures are very impressive, but ideally, you have the blood work that's also impressive to match. And there's not so many people out there that have impressive blood work when they're huge, including myself. I know how to do everything right. And even my blood work is not perfect when I'm phenomenally big, but it's better than most people who are at the same size. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that. So, again, time will tell. Let's see how these guys look after 10 years, 20 years in the sports. Most of these guys will disappear after less than 10 years. But I wish them all the best, right? I don't wish any ill health upon anybody. And if one wants to ride the sauce train and get this big at 20 years old, then yeah, I really hope for his future life that he put something in place to keep himself healthy. Yeah, it does look fucking big, though. Juicy. J. Joff, look at that bicep. Is it this one? No, it's the other one. It's the other one. There you go. This one is less impressive, though. I'm on a short break now, so I just came to say Happy New Year and a heart front double bicep to you, Steve, and the whole Vigorous crew. Front double bicep for you guys. Not the best front double bicep anymore, but at one point they'll be a little bit more impressive. Happy New Year, buddy. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for the super chat. Always highly appreciated. Let's see. Bruno Russia. Have you seen Godzilla -1? I've seen it's a very good movie. Or I have seen very good reviews about it. Yeah, it apparently it's the best movie of the year. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen a torrent of it come by. Yes, I download most of the movies. Shame on me, but it's not playing in the cinemas here. So I'm patiently waiting for a download to show up, and then I will watch Godzilla -1 in 4K on my 4K TV. Yeah, hopefully there will be an HDR version, but it will probably be like some sort of Amazon or Netflix download, and then I will watch it in the highest possible quality I can watch. I watched the previous Godzilla. Which one was it called? Where it keeps mutating. Let me see. Godzilla. Shin Godzilla. Yeah, I watched that recently, and that one was fun. Yeah, that was fun. A lot of destruction. Yeah. Oh, get out of here, silly fly. But I'm waiting for this. Did you guys watch the new trailer for Godzilla versus Kong? I mean, purple Godzilla looks like he's going to kick some fucking ass. Yeah, I love Godzilla. It's fun. Yeah. Especially, I mean, it's so bad that it's good, right? I mean, Godzilla versus Kong with Mecha Godzilla, you're just like on the edge of your seat and you can really feel those punches. Yeah. I'm an 80s kid, so I love cheesy movies. And, you know, with bad CGI, it becomes even better. Even though the CGI was pretty good, I'll tell you that. Yeah, that Godzilla versus Kong movie had some good CGI. Samrat, Happy New Year in advance. Thanks for all the info. Happy New Year, buddy. Hope you have a good time tomorrow. Thanks for the super chat. Big House, are you going to follow up on Colton inviting you and others to the Cheesecake Factory once he moves to Thailand? Yes, I think he comes in 2 days. So next weekend on Saturday or Sunday, the 6th or 7th of January, I have an opening to go to the Cheesecake Factory. And I'm going to negotiate some discount for us. Yeah, because the general manager is a avid follower of the Vigorous crew. So if you're watching, a discount for me and my crew, please. Yeah, it's already cheaper than in the United States, and we don't have that obligatory gratitude of 18 to 22%, like they do in the United States. So it's significantly cheaper here, and it tasted exactly the same. So good work of all the guys that flew over here to make sure that the brand recognition and the quality of the Cheesecake Factory is on par with the US. And hopefully we can make some sort of discount with the general manager, because I have heard through the grapevine that he offered some discount to a friend of mine. Yeah. Greatest. Look at that selfie. 4 months. On 4, I use growth hormone per day. I'm assuming that's growth hormone, not insulin. And 150 micrograms T4. Thyroid stimulating hormone is, let's say, middle of the reference range. Free T4 is 1. Is that? It seems a little bit low. Again, I can't remember what the reference range is of free T4 and free T3, and I don't have my notes with me. So I'm assuming you're not happy with those numbers. Adding in 1 IU growth hormone and 100 micrograms IGF-1 LR3. So you're going to 5 IUs growth hormone, or you're having 4 IUs insulin and then adding on 1 IU of growth hormone. 100 micrograms IGF-1 LR3 per day. Should I add in more T3 or should I add in more T4 or any T3? Man, the alcohol is really starting to work, right? Working my way up to 8 IUs growth hormone. So I'm assuming you're building your way up, and we're not talking about insulin here, over the next 5 months cycling with 100 micrograms IGF-1 LR3. Man, so cryptic. and I'm mildly intoxicated now, so I'm doing my best here. I'm hanging on for dear life, guys. How sure are you that your T4 is legit? But because I would suspect that your thyroid stimulating hormone with this much growth hormone and this much T4 is 1. Yeah, 1. So add in the 1 IU growth hormone, add in some selenium to see if it helps with deiodinase enzyme activity, which is needed for the conversion of T4 into T3, right? Those deiodinase enzymes that convert T4 into T3, full with selenium or selenium, however the fuck you want to pronounce it. So maybe add in 100 micrograms selenium morning, 100 micrograms selenium in the evening, then do blood work again on 5 IU's growth hormone and the same amount of T4. And then if that doesn't do the trick, drop it to 50 micrograms T4 and add in 25 micrograms T3. Split up over 2 dosages, so that's 12.5 micrograms T3 in the morning plus 25 micrograms T4, and then the same thing in the afternoon, not too late, because otherwise it might keep you awake, and then see how your thyroid parameters look by that time. But again, T3 might not be required unless you're eating a boatload of food, because your TSH is not alarmingly high, and I think your free T4 and free T3 levels are in the middle of the reference range, if I remember correctly. Excuse me, if I remember correctly. So again, I would just add in selenium and 1 IU growth hormone, do blood work again, and then see if you need to make further adjustments. Yeah. Adrian, thank you so much for the super sticker. Let's see. Navid, can you give a quick rundown of your injuries, what you did to fix them? Also, are there any SARMs with unique benefits like trin when cutting? On the last question, no. Quick rundown of my injuries. I tore my pec on racking, 315. I didn't even get to bench it. My shoulder slipped. So let me give you a visual demonstration. I was unracking, right? You go from here to here, and then my shoulder slipped, and then it injured my pec. Now it was a micro tear. I had like 1 or 2 black and blue spots, and I felt like 3 fibers tear. So it wasn't the end of the world, but it took me months to build up the confidence to press heavy again. And I tore both of my hamstrings, and both time that was Anadrol. I have a video about that. Both one time on the lying leg curl and one time on the seated leg curl. Not getting enough electrolytes in, probably doing that much Anadrol, 50 milligrams pre-workout on the ketogenic diet I was running at the time. So I have 3 serious injuries, and then I broke my leg in a motorcycle accident. So all of those, the motorcycle accident was before I ever took performance-enhancing drugs, so that healed the others normally. And with the Anadrol and the pec tear, I just started megadosing growth hormone, because I think at that time I wasn't aware, or TB500 wasn't available. So it just fixed with time, and I've been running collagen, protein, and vitamin C, and eating healthy for long periods of time. And when you take some Anavar and growth hormone, it actually heals pretty fucking fast. But if you do have access to TB500, to BPC 157, and GHK copper, which again I mentioned in the how to heal your connective tissue from injury videos, right? The tendons of steel videos, then that is basically the best protocol. And SARMs with unique benefits. I mean, keep in mind that all the studies performed on SARMs have been performed, or the large majority of them have been performed by the developing company, and they might be slightly biased towards the effects, right? I mean, the follistatin gene therapy video will drop next week, and all of those studies have been performed by Acceleron Pharma, right? The clinical trials in all of the studies, Acceleron Pharma. So we'll discuss that Monday or Tuesday when that video drops. And honestly, I haven't dived into SARMs to that much of an extent to say that they have a unique benefit besides YK11, which could potentially increase follistatin levels, and thus have some additional anabolic effects. So yeah, if you want to replace the trend with something, I would go with a steroidal SARM like YK11, even though there's only 5 studies. They will all be linked in the How to Run SARMs Safely video, which will drop after the last chapter of the Entrepreneur Nootropic Deep Dive Part 2, Chapter 4 video. Yeah. Godzilla -1 on cam. I'm not watching cams anymore. No, no, not watching cams. I used to do that when the internet was not so fast as it is right now. But 2160p, please, no more cams. Are you ever going to do another BioBros with Alec and Derek? I would love to, but I think BioBros is dead. But Derek, if he's willing to make some time out of his busy schedule, then I'm up for it. Yeah, I'm up for it, but we'll wait until Derek is ready. Yeah, he's on much bigger podcasts right now than BioBros. So I will be available when Derek is available, but I think BioBros is pretty much dead. Yeah, we haven't had an episode for a year. The last time we recorded was the 5th of January this year, and then it took 4 months to release. So don't count on it. But if it does happen, then be pleasantly surprised. Thoughts on microgreens versus whole veggies? Well, since I eat whole veggies and never took any microgreens, I think that kind of answers your question. I just like whole veggies, man. It keeps your intestinal tract healthy, right? And then you can, bitch about oxalates and blah, 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 blah. But, microgreens haven't been around for that long. And whole veggies have been around for a very long time. And microgreens are pretty expensive, albeit that the micronutrient content is, of course, very, very dense. So I just feel that the fiber content of microgreens is not so sufficient unless you go with like 500 grams of microgreens per day. But that, I don't know, would get a little bit boring. So I would go with the 400 grams whole veggies and maybe 100 grams microgreens, and then have a nice balanced vegetable intake. Man, this thing keeps going out. All right, let's load up another drink because I'm drying out right here. And I'm already one glass behind. On a scale from 1 to 10, how sober am I right now? I'd be honest. Because if I start going ballistic, then obviously we're going to have to pull the plug. That's more than a shot, right? But it has ice cubes. Oh. Let's fill that up some more so I don't have to do that again. I was expecting you guys to put like super chats and then make me drink shots, but luckily there's mostly adults here. And Steve, here's $1, do a shot. Doesn't work like that. All right, let's light this bad boy up again. Man, there's so much ash on this table. I got to bring this entire setup back into the into the house after we're done. Solo because my wife is sleeping. All right, where are we? Big House, what do you think is bodybuilding? What do you think of bodybuilding with Aaron as a coach? His name is Aaron Burke. And right, he's a good friend of mine. I coached him for about 3-4 years. He basically knows everything that I know. And he was always my first referral if you're looking for a bodybuilding coach. So all of the people that I've referred to him are very, very happy. I think I referred 15 or 20 of my previous clients, and I think all of them are still with him. I don't keep tabs on my previous clients, but I think the large majority of the people that moved from me to Aaron are still with him, so they're perfectly happy. He's pretty rough around the edges sometimes, right? He makes you work because he's a hardcore bodybuilder, just like I used to be. So I don't know, give him a try for 3 months. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I think you'll be very, very happy with the service that he offers. And I don't get a kickback for that. I mean, I know what he's capable of and the results that he gets. So I would like to see more people get those same results. But you'll have to work for it, right? Results are never free. All right, I think that everybody has called in that wanted to call in. So let's remove the StreamYard link because we're 2 hours in already. And I might be too intoxicated to hold a conversation with the people I've never met. Ooh, super chat flood. All right, here we go. Rusty Shackleford is alive. I don't catch that reference, but I guess it's from. Oh, what is that cartoon again? No, never mind. I've long since retired from bodybuilding, and I wanted to take a moment to pop in and say thanks for everything you do and have done. And part 2 below. All right. Part 2, continue to do. Leo and Joe would be so proud of you and all you have accomplished. Best wishes and health to you and Mrs. Coach Steve. 2024 will be amazing for you, Coach. Count on it. Thank you so much, dude. I really appreciate it. I think Joe would be very, very happy of the success that I've accomplished so far. I mean, he was always like me and Joe go way back, like before I was famous and before he really blew up on Instagram, and we always kept in touch. And it's really, really sad to see him going. Unfortunately, I had a blowout with Leo before he passed away, so we weren't really on good terms, which is documented on my YouTube channel in the video that I made when Leo passed. Would we ever be able to patch that up? I'm not entirely sure. But it's still fucked up on what happened to him. And again, I don't entirely know what happened, but I would hope that at one point we get some clarity, and then that the family can come to peace and come to terms with what happened to Leo. And with Joe, we kind of know what happened, right? The family will never release his autopsy, which they're in their perfect right to. So we can speculate that he passed away from an aneurysm. And yeah, that was fucking rough. Yeah, I heard it within, I don't know, 30 minutes. His good friend called me when that happened. So I'm sure if Joe is watching down on me, he's happy for my success. I'm not entirely sure for Leo, but yeah, I maybe at one point when we meet each other again, we can kind of make amends and discuss everything that went wrong. Yeah. But thank you. Thank you. All right, next one. TL, I started 1.5 IUs daily genotropin a couple of weeks ago. Will morning sleepiness go away over time? No. No, but it gets less. So it depends on when you take it. Like if you take it in the morning, obviously you're going to get morning sleepiness. But if you take genotropin before bed, or any kind of growth hormone for that matter, you kind of sleep off the sleepiness. Like I took, what was it, Sizen 2 IUs, 2.4 IUs this morning. And I felt a little bit sleepy, but I still got all of my work done. But if I take it before the workout, later in the evening, so that's about, let's say I take it at 8 o'clock and I go to bed at 4, so that's 8 hours before I go to bed, I still get a productive evening in. But then again, I'm well versed with my growth hormone, and I take nicotinamide mononucleotide and caffeine here and there, right? I'm usually quite energetic, so it doesn't affect me anymore. But again, the longer you take it, the more you get used to it. And otherwise, just take it before bed for a while and then see if the morning sleepiness goes away. And otherwise, if you take it before bed and you feel sleepy in the morning, then maybe take it earlier in the day, right? If you train in the evening, take it pre-workout, so you get a little bit of fat loss out of it and a nice juicy pump, right? I do feel that 1.5 to 2 IUs growth hormone pre-workout, it gives you a nice juicy pump. This is why I take it pre-workout. And then the sleepiness seemed to dissipate as well. CK, snorting a line before the gym gives me good gains. Actually, it will give you tremendous vasoconstriction, and I don't think that's good for gains. If you want to snort a line, do it in the context of a New Year celebration, right? It's not my recommendation, but if you have to do it, time it right. Let's see. Does Merck Health provide a lab for Pregnenolone and DHEA? Yeah, it's actually included in my in the 2 panels that I offer with a discount, 10% off, code Vigorous. I think I have Pregnenolone and DHEA and DHEA sulfate in the mega comprehensive male lab panel. All you have to do is follow that link underneath Merck Health, merckhealth.com/vigorous. And then you go to the more expensive lab panel. I'm sure it's in there. And I don't think I included it in the budget panel. That's mostly for a health checkup if you run anabolic androgenic steroids. Even though it would be good to add in Pregnenolone and DHEA sulfate. Right? So you can make adjustments to your protocol. Oh, here. Marathon Man. Great fucking movie. What is Coach Steve sipping on? I am sipping on... It's called Belvini. Let's get the bottle. Oh, Bolvini. Not Belvini, Bolvini. I have the Belveny double wood. So that's a double cask, 12 years old, matured in 2 distinct casks. And I think it was a whiskey oak cask and sherry oak cask. 12 years. Yeah. I wanted to go for a was it Macallan? No. I think it was a Macallan. Yeah, Macallan 18-year-old, and but I realized it was like $700. So I decided not to buy it because a $700 bottle of whiskey in the house is not a good idea. Yeah, so I bought this $40 bottle, $50 bottle. Yeah. Big house. Oh no, Dad is chugging the Andrew juice. Well, for that joke, cheers. Luckily for me, I do not get aggressive while drinking alcohol. I actually don't get aggressive drinking or taking any kind of recreational drug. But when I take Trenbolone, Daddy Steve is angry. That's why Daddy Steve hasn't touched Trenbolone for over 8 years. Yeah. Out again. Oh, here are the comments. You're at like 7 to 8. Haven't gone off the rails yet. Cognitive, but not a toggle pig yet. All right, so man, how far am I behind on the questions? I asked it a while ago. Adam Hearn says I'm a 4 out of 10, so I'm plastered. And Caesar says I'm a 69. I don't think I'll get any 69 tonight, but the night is still young. No, I smell like cigar. No, it's not going to happen. Let's see. Kratos, another super chat. 13 hours after taking 4 IU's growth hormone, 50 milligrams pregnenolone, 75 milligrams DHEA, 20 milligrams progesterone cream. Levels are 37 nanograms per deciliter pregnenolone. What is the pregnenolone range? DHEA sulfate, I know that's at the top of the range. And prolactin, that's pretty high. Adjustments. Remove the progesterone cream. And then, what is the pregnenolone range? Pregnenolone. Guys, it would help me a lot if you include the reference range. And out again. All right, so the reference range for men is between 100 to 200 nanograms per deciliter. So you're a little bit on the low side. Just keep in mind that if you test free pregnenolone, that a good amount of that can convert into pregnenolone sulfate, which is probably a better test to test, but it's not available everywhere, right? That's why I usually test DHEA sulfate, because it's a reservoir for DHEA. And if you're supplementing with this much DHEA and you get 500 micrograms per deciliter, then I would say that that's good. Prolactin, I feel, is a little bit too high. That's usually slight impairment of libido and erectile quality and erectile refractory rate, right? The time in between ejaculations. So I would remove the progesterone cream first, then see how you feel and if prolactin levels goes down. And if prolactin levels doesn't go down, then check your pregnenolone sulfate to see if that's elevated while your free pregnenolone levels are, let's say, low, middle of the range. Right? And again, it's just numbers on paper. It's just a moment in time. And you have to go with how you feel in general. Yeah, which I include in an upcoming video, what's the best dose of testosterone. But again, those videos will take some time to drop because I only have one editor. Ooh. Tasty. Fucked. How are you doing, small man? Well, I'm small, but wearing a black shirt doesn't help, and being off steroids for over a year, or for close to a year, doesn't help either. But I'm doing, all things considering, I'm doing pretty fucking good. Yeah, I'm doing pretty fucking good. So first you insult me, and now you want to know about clear skin. How do you have such clear skin? I actually want to know. Glutathione injections, clean eating, sweating every day in the gym or just being outside and being in Thailand. So yeah, and being older. And my hormone fluctuations are non-existent because I don't take exogenous steroids anymore. So yeah. Any thoughts on using oil of oregano to prevent getting a cold? My girlfriend keeps trying to push it on me. So I used oregano oil extract, which, what was the active ingredient? There's one ingredient in there that helps with candida overgrowth, but I'm not sure if it can prevent you from getting a cold. I'm not sure. I used it for, I think, like 2 years straight as a recommendation that I heard somewhere from Tony Freeman, who ran oregano, whatever the fuck it's called. He ran that for candida overgrowth, and this is one of the reasons why his stomach was always so tight. So I'm not entirely sure if that can prevent a cold, but if there's some evidence or some articles that show that oregano oil can prevent a cold, then give it a try. I think the capsules were 80 milligrams. Oregano oil. I think it's in my year-round supplement stack. Now foods. Oh, 181 milligrams per capsule. Yeah, 180 milligrams Oreganum vulgara extract at 55%. Give it a try. I ran one capsule before bed. It will, yeah, give you a burning sensation on your asshole, though. So take it with some food. It's pretty potent. I'll tell you that. Pyro Adams, what cigars are you smoking? Do you smoke Cubans? I usually only smoke Cubans because that's what I have access through my Casa del Albano in Holland. But at this time, I am smoking a Casa Fuenta, which I'm not even sure where that's from. Casa Fuenta. Las Vegas? Oh, what the hell? Philippines? Cigar? I'm not entirely sure. I went to the 8 Lounge in Las Vegas, and they recommended me a good amount of Maduro wrapped cigars. Oh, I guess this is just locally produced. Oh, it is fucking tasty, I'll tell you that. Yeah, so this is the one. We're almost done. No, probably can't see it, but it is mad tasty. I think it's time to remove the wrapper. No, that's the best I can do. All right. We're going to keep going until my lips burn. It's a $45 cigar after all. All right, what's next? If you were a pro athlete, what sport would you play? What drugs would you take for it? If I were a pro, I would be a pro bodybuilder. Yeah, I'd probably be a pro bodybuilder in classic, though. I don't think I would ever gain the size needed. Of course, if you see me now, I wouldn't even be men's physique, but I used to be pretty big when I was still training hard on a boatload of steroids. So if I were a pro athlete, I'd be a IFBB pro in classic. I would not place high though because my waist is way too big, but I do pull a mad vacuum and my frontal bicep is pretty impressive when I'm sauced to the gills. So I would do bodybuilding, which technically isn't a sport, it's a pageant. And what drugs would I take? I would take all of the drugs. Yeah, to be competitive. Yeah, I would take all of it. And with the knowledge I have now, I would be able to coach myself. But since priorities in life have superseded my selfish classic physique or bodybuilding aspirations, I don't think I'll ever turn pro at anything unless you count being a pro YouTuber. Right? I do have that plaque, I do have that check mark, so that should count for something, right? So yeah, I would take all of the drugs to be competitive, but that ship has sailed. Zachary Voigt. Hey, Steve. Currently taking 250 milligrams testosterone enanthate, and my testosterone is sitting at 1,000 nanograms per deciliter. That's actually quite low for the amount of testosterone that you're taking, which is great. But my estradiol is high, 78 picograms per milliliter. Any ways to lower this? Well, first, I would recommend you to switch to pharmaceutical grade so you can have 2,000 nanograms per deciliter, not 1,000 nanograms per deciliter. If I take 250 milligrams testosterone enanthate from Bayer Testiviron, albeit that those ampules are overfilled, the day after a 1 milliliter administration, my serum concentration is 2,600 nanograms per deciliter. And if I split those up to micro administrations, so that's, well, a seventh of the ampule. So let's see, how much is that? An ampule is, well, 1 milliliter, obviously. 1 divided by 7. Let's say 0.15 milliliters or 15 IUs on the insulin syringe. I would be about 2,000, 2,200. So I would say that your testosterone enanthate is crap for 1,000 nanograms per deciliter. And you're aromatizing quite a bit for the amount of testosterone that you have. So look into aromacin. I don't think that D-Chiro, inositol, zinc, dinyl methane, nicotine is going to get your estradiol levels down when you're running a little bit more than HRT dose of testosterone. So I would say 12.5 milligrams aromacin over the week, 6.25 milligrams Monday, Friday. Do daily microadministrations, get your body fat levels down, and then check your serum estradiol levels to see how much it went down before you proceed to 12.5 milligrams aromacin 2 times per week, or 6.25 milligrams, 6.125 milligrams aromacin. No, what is it? 12.5. So that's, yeah, 6.25. All right. Cheers. 6.25 milligrams Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right? Just slow increments so you don't go too low in your estradiol, which will negatively affect your libido, right? I think on a serum testosterone of 1,000 nanograms per deciliter, I think an estradiol of 40 to 50 picograms per milliliter, also top of the reference range, is ideal. Salt Lightning, bourbon or whiskey? I don't even know. I think it's whiskey. Single malt Scotch whiskey. Yeah. Single malt Scotch whiskey. Carlos H., how do you fit recreational gaming into your schedule? Tips or tricks? Tips to trick your brain into enjoying them like a kid again without feeling like you should be on the grind all the time. Well, I don't really fit them in my schedule, right? When I was playing Tears of the Kingdom, I was less productive because I spent like 3 hours per day at the end of the day playing video games. And because it's at the end of the day, guess what? You're also dreaming about playing video games. So that's the added benefit, right? You get free play at midnight while you're actually sleeping. So I had many a dream about beating Ganondorf with all of the crazy things that I've done. Oh, there's a lot of sirens going on. I think end of the day drama is already starting at the end of the year. Let's see. So a recreational gaming, I would only do it 9.5 out of 10 rated games. And then you only play games that are really, really good, right? Once in a while. So I didn't play games since Breath of the Wild. And the next game I played was Tears of the Kingdom. So that's 6 years in between. 6 years. Right? And I really want to play the remake of Resident Evil 4, but I don't have time. So I would only play high-level games so you get right, that new experience, which is the same what you got as a kid, right? I mean, if you play Legend of Zelda when you're 15 years old, I mean, dude, that's fucking earth-shattering experience, you know? That will stay with you forever. Of course, not everybody gets to go through that because not everybody is old as fuck like I am. Well, considered compared to the young bucks out there. But I would only play the best of the best games, and then when you do play them, you make some extra time for it. And you might have to sacrifice spending time elsewhere. So yeah, we have a lot of responsibilities, right? You have 6 cats, 2 outside. Where are my outside cats? They were here before. They probably don't like the cigar smell. Where was I? So yeah, if you have a lot of responsibilities, then it's very hard to fit games in. And since I have a lot of responsibilities, I barely play games. Yeah, it's that simple. Yeah. But otherwise, if it's a really good game, you make time, right? Johnny Olmino, $5 super sticker. But if you have a question, please post it below. Pardon me while I relight my cigar. No, we're almost getting towards the end now. I don't really like neither. I used to have like a Coke Zero stint, but I haven't drank any Coke or Pepsi in a long ass time. Unless I go to Cheesecake Factory when you get Pepsi or Diet Pepsi refills unlimited. So that's when I drink it. But I dare you inhale that cigar. Okay, what do you have to dare? I don't see super chat. So get busy. Thoughts on Heptrol for liver health? I'm not sure what Heptrol is. Heptrol. What is Heptrol used for? What does it contain? Adamethionine. I'm not sure, but this does look interesting. So ask me again next week. Heptrol. I'll do some research in the meantime if I don't forget to research because I'm full with whiskey. Pepsi Max is bait. That shit is cool. Yeah. Ricky Chappell, Steve, your knowledge is mind-boggling. Did you go to college or you simply time served? Time served, but I also went to college. Where do you keep up with all of your knowledge? Well, it's very simple. You guys ask me questions. If I don't know, but it sparks my interest, then I go down the rabbit hole and start doing some more research. This is why we have the follistatin gene therapy video dropping next week, because a lot of guys were asking about ACE031 and ACE083. So it's like, you know what, if a lot of people are asking about it and it might be, something worth diving into, then I'll make a video about it. And through the research process of making a video, you'll learn. But I've always been self-taught. Right. I mean, I went to university for knowledge engineering or information engineering. And so I'm basically trained into how to piece things together. And I think that serves me well on how to piece things together when it comes to pharmacology, biology, and everything else that we discuss on this YouTube channel. So I just keep up because I like to. I'm interested in pharmacology, biology, etc., and nutrition. And because you guys want to see videos about that kind of topic, then I get to learn more and get paid for it and increase my subscriber count. So it's kind of self-serving in that sense. But you always have to, be on the lookout for new information. And I'm smart enough to understand that the scientific evidence of today is not the scientific evidence of tomorrow. And for example, like you guys know Physionic. I should do a podcast with him. I like his YouTube channel. Physionic is documenting all the health benefits of taurine and acetylcysteine, and I think he's really in favor of taurine supplementation and acetylcysteine supplementation. But 10 years ago, 12 years ago, or 15 years ago, when I started with taurine and acetylcysteine supplementation, most of the scientific evidence regarding longevity outcomes wasn't there. There was enough scientific evidence and research available that I figured, taurine and NSC, that sounds like a good approach to do. And nowadays, NMN is all the hype, right? A lot of people notice that it improves sleep quality, improves energy levels, overall quality of life. But Physionic is not for NMN because the scientific evidence is thin. So I will say to that, get your hands dirty early on, right? It is an expensive supplement, way more expensive than taurine or NAC, but the scientific evidence isn't there yet. And I'm not willing to wait until the scientific evidence is there because the benefits that I get out of nicotinamide mononucleotides are apparent to me. So yeah, sometimes the knowledge isn't there yet, but I'm not afraid to take supplements that have no real knowledge and scientific evidence behind it. I don't mind being the first, right, to run that for longer periods of time. Spam Physionic in his comment section so we can do a a collaboration. He had a podcast with Dr. Brad. Man, I want to say Schoenfeld, but that's the one who just made a study about protein post workout. Man, Physionic. What pod? You know who brought me to his YouTube channel? My dad. It's like, you should watch this guy. He's really in tune with the scientific evidence. I felt like a little stab. Thanks, Dad. Physionic. Stanfield. Yeah, not Schoenfeld, Brad Stanfield. That was a good podcast. Yeah. Yeah, I should get him on. I like Physionic. Seems like a smart dude. Bazooka. How can you be less muddy on a cut? Sometimes I can be a real moody, not muddy. Bazooka asks, how can you be less moody on a cut? Sometimes I can be a real jackass. I have no patience for little things. Don't take Tren, don't take Clen, and diet a little bit slower. And watch the Entrepreneurial Nootropic Deep Dive video series where I discuss how to upregulate your dopamine and how to upregulate your norepinephrine and epinephrine levels, and how to upregulate your serotonin levels. And I think if you incorporate some of the over-the-counter supplements which I discussed there, your mood will be pretty fucking good. I've been dieting now for months in a slight caloric deficit. I get leaner and leaner and leaner, but my mood's fucking sweet. Yeah, let's say 99% of the time. Like, sometimes I have my moments, I throw my temper tantrum, and then my wife is quick to remind, like, hey, you're acting like a fucking dickhead, so cut it out. And then usually some 69 resolves that, and I feel a lot better about myself. Yeah, but only 69. And this table is covered in ash and condensed water drops. I'm going to have to clean up after myself quite a bit. Sam Burton, any thoughts on BPC 157 altering dopamine and serotonin levels? Somebody asked me this last week or the week before, and I didn't get a chance to read up about it. Anecdotally, individuals suffering from anhedonia-like effects during or after use, reading that orally is worse than sub-Q. I've never talked to anybody who suffered from anhedonia from BPC 157, but again, if what would be the mechanism? I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it. Sam, please post this in the comments below after we are done with this live stream so I can research that, because it's been asked multiple times now and I don't know. And I fucking hate it when I don't know. Yeah. It hurts my ego, my fragile fucking ego, when I don't know stuff, right? Everybody tells me that I know so much, and then I don't know stuff. And then I lose face. After living in Thailand for 18 years, 17 years, you get to lose face once in a while here. Also, Future Man, do you think injectable 5-amino-1-MQ would improve the effects? Apparently it does, but I haven't used it myself. There was one guy who was actually running this experiment, but I'm waiting for his results. And I would assume that you get some localized effect if you inject it subcutaneously, because 5-amino-1-MQ is a N-methyltransferase inhibitor, which increases NAD+ levels in adipose tissue and thus improves fat metabolism and should improve energy levels, which it certainly does, the oral version, and then also fat loss over time. So I would say that the injectable version is good, but I think oral 5-amino-1-MQ has pretty high oral bioavailability. Yeah. John Juando, what's your current nicotinamide mononucleotide protocol? Happy New Year. Happy New Year, buddy. I run 175 milligrams NMN with meals. So with 5 meals, that's, let's see, 175 times 5 is 875 milligrams NMN per day. And then I take 200 milligrams NAD plus IV on Monday or Tuesday. Yeah. So this is one of the reasons why I talk so fast. Blue collar bodybuilding. You were on the anabolic bodybuilding podcast a while back, right? What's your opinion on mega dose growth hormone administration schedule? I'm doing 2 a.m.s, 2 a.m., 2 pre-bed, and 8 IUs bedtime. I'm doing 2 a.m., 2 IUs a.m., 2 IUs pre-workout, and 8 IUs bedtime. Paul, Todd, and Kurt all have the same, have different thoughts. So Kurt made that ebook about growth hormone, which was a great read. Guys, if you haven't read it yet, I mean, go to Kurt Haven's website or Paul Barnett's website where you can purchase it. It's a great read. It's, how many pages was it? I think it was 80 pages, but I'm not entirely sure. He reviewed all of the scientific evidence surrounding growth hormone. He didn't go as much in depth as into dosing protocols because he just wanted to review the scientific evidence. And of course, the Americans sometimes are a little bit scared to give out exact protocols because of liabilities. I mean, America is still a lawsuit heaven, judging as an outsider. But, whatever skins the cat. I would say I've done all kinds of protocols. I've done growth hormone IV. I've done growth hormone sub-Q. I've done growth hormone intramuscular. I've done, 8 IUs every single day. I've done like bolus dosages of growth hormone 3 times per week, pre-workout, post-workout. And long story short, there's a direct correlation between the dose of growth hormone that you take every single day and fullness and potential muscle growth if you combine it with anabolic androgenic steroids and blue collar bodybuilding as you're doing. But I think the different protocols are just, for different effects, right? If you want fat loss, you take 2 IUs before fasted cardio and 2 IUs before the workout, and you potentiate a little bit of additional fat loss for that. But if you want more muscle growth, you would take a bolus dose, which will ultimately result in more fullness, but also more impairment of insulin sensitivity. So whatever works for you. What would I do now if I didn't give a fuck and I would just do a high dose growth hormone? I would do 18 IU sub-Q like Chase Irons did before bed. Yeah, financially I could afford it. I would like to see what the effects is, but again, I'm so health conscious nowadays that I don't think those crazy protocols are meant for me anymore. Right? I got a wife, and I got 6 cats, and I hopefully at one point I got a baby on the way, and I got to think about long-term, not short-term gains. Bro, do you know a guy named Shervin in Bangkok? I think Shervin is in... I haven't talked to Shervin a while ago. I think Shervin is in India, if we're talking about the same Shervin. I've seen photos of you with him. Yeah, those are taken ages ago. I think Shervin went back to India. So I haven't talked to him for a very long time. I hope he's doing well. Yes, I am. I'm Paul's buddy with Coach Todd. Coach is my wife. All right, there you go. So when in doubt, ask those guys and run some experiments to see what works best for you. This is for growth. I'm in post-rebound going into the growth phase. I don't know. I would do 4 IUs pre-workout, 2 IUs let's say 2 AUs before fasted cardio, because you should still do fasted cardio even during a growth phase, right, for insulin sensitivity and to keep yourself lean and to acclimatize to your increasing body weight. 2 IUs pre-workout, pre-fasted cardio, 4 IUs before the workout. Depending on the body part that you want to improve, maybe 12 IUs post-workout with insulin. And because you're in such a high insulin sensitive state, that I don't think that you'll get any kinds of insulin resistance at that time. And of course, you're probably on a good amount of testosterone, which also increases insulin sensitivity. So I think you can get away with it. And yeah, that's what I would do. All right, this cigar's dead. Done. That was a good fucking $45 cigar. I'll tell you that. Guys, do you mind if I go to the bathroom real quick? And then we'll continue for another 30 minutes? Yeah? All right. Be right back. Hopefully the cats don't destroy my setup here. Be right back. All right, can you guys hear me? Let's do one more glass, and then we're gonna throw in the towel because I'm pretty tipsy. I'm pretty tipsy. Jeez, it's a mess here. But I had fun. I hope you guys had fun too. We got pretty far in this glass, in this whiskey. Oops. Oops, that's a little bit more than one glass. I got this whole bottle of water here, which I didn't even touch. See, I got a small one in here. Nah, I only got big ones. We're done smoking. Oh, here we go. Ugh. Viren, tell us a crazy story now that you're tipsy. Has to be inappropriate, fucked up, and 100% crazy. Man, I live in Thailand, dude. I have many stories. Give me some hints on where to start. Steve drinking water. That's funny. Yeah, shame on me. Viren, give me some hints. Ah, fuck, man. This whiskey is good. That was money well spent. I know. You think about give me an entry. Trend horror stories. Nah, I better not. I better not. All right, let's move on. James Rose, Steve, have you ever lived in the United States? Your English is excellent and sounds more like an American English. So yeah, I grew up in the '80s, and we used to watch the A Team and MacGyver and all kinds of cartoons, and I never watched Dutch TV. So I still have a little bit of a Dutch accent, but I can pass in Holland if I speak English like this and pretend that I'm from New York or somewhere else. So people would ask me, and Steve, dude, where you from? I said, I'm from New York, Brooklyn, right? Breukelen, which is just a town in Holland as well. So it's New York is basically New Amsterdam, and Breukelen is one of the boroughs, Brooklyn, one of the boroughs in New York, which is named after a Dutch town. So it's not too far fetched. But yeah, I've been speaking English for such a long time. I think as long as I can remember. I used to stay over with my dad used to work at Nike, and he had a lot of American colleagues, and I would sleep over, play Dungeons and Dragons at age 11 or 12 years old. And we would have full blown conversations in English, and I would be able to play Dungeons and Dragons and just had, and spend the entire night speaking English. So I never had really had a trouble with it, but I still am cursed with a little bit of a Dutch accent. Yeah. Ari, Steve, Bitcoin price predictions for the new year. Bitcoin spot ETF application approval potentially incoming. Yeah, it might be coming sooner than later, but I have a feeling. I have a feeling that it's going to be a buy the rumor, which I have been doing quite a bit, and sell the news, which I will also be doing. So what I expect, again, not financial advice. Let's have a look at Binance, which again, all my charts are on my desktop. We are right now at 24,000 or 42,500, which is a little bit over the Fibonacci level. And I think it's still over the Bollinger Band. So that's bullish. So what do I expect? I expect the Bitcoin ETF to be approved either within the next 2 weeks and otherwise mid-March. If it doesn't get approved, we'll have a significant market dump. And if it does get approved, I think there will be a pump to about 48,000 to 50,000. And then a big fat fucking sell-off until the Bitcoin halving. which will also be a buy the news or buy the rumor, sell the news kind of event, and then it will surely start going up. So I made about 4 or 5 trades the last year. Buying at bottom at electricity price. Basically, you take the average electricity price of mining 1 Bitcoin, which was about $17,000. So that's a pretty safe entry point, because that's where the Bitcoin miners start to buy Bitcoin when it goes down to the bear market. So that's what I did. And then it was overextended from the bull market support band. I sold. Then I bought back in at when I think it hit the bottom of the bull market support band. It's a 20-week moving average and 21-week exponential moving average. And then I sold again when it was overextended from that bull market support band. Then I bought in again, and then I sold a little bit too early. Then I had to buy back in at a little bit of a loss. I think it was a 2% difference, so I lost 2% on that trade. And now I'm slowly laddering out at this point, because it looks like the market steam has kind of rolled off based on the stochastic RSI. So that's kind of in a downtrend, but overall it's in an uptrend. So let's see what happens. I don't mind going all in to 48 to 50,000 and then selling off and just waiting for the market to cool down to come back to the bull market support band. And then after that, after it touches the bull market support band, let's say 34,000. I'm going all in. I'm going to let it sit and then start laddering out from 125,000 upwards. And then we're pretty fucking good. Yeah, then we're pretty fucking good. Yeah, so it's next year, 2024, 2025, let's say the first 3 months. It's going to be very good. And then I would recommend everybody to, well, not financial advice, but I would start laddering out when we hit the, what is it, Fibonacci retracement. Why is this on the 4-hour chart? 1 second, guys. 2.61 or 3.61, anywhere in between that. I would start laddering out seriously and then buy back in at the average electricity price, which could be a year later. And if you want to do some small swing trades in between, go for it, but not with the full bag. Yeah, not with the full bag. Cheers, right? May everybody become millionaires, because a millionaire on the US dollar 2 or 3 years from now is not really a millionaire anymore, because the denomination is fucking brutal. All right. Jackson. Hey, Coach Steve, what are your thoughts on Ipamorelin and CJC 1295 with or without DAC? It works good for a growth hormone secretion if you're young. I'm on HCG monotherapy, 500 IUs 3 times per week. Okay, that sounds good. Also, with adding Anavar 50 milligrams per day work on HCG monotherapy, would that work? Yes, it would work. Albeit that I would say that having a little bit of TRT, 125 milligrams testosterone enanthate or cypionate upwards, DHEA and Pregnenolone with Ipamorelin and CJC would work better. But if you want to go on the growth hormone and testosterone secreting stack and sprinkle in a little bit of Anavar, I'm not against it. But again, you'll probably get better results with 2 IUs exogenous growth hormone and TRT dosages of testosterone enanthate or cypionate. All right, but again, you know, if you're already injecting, you're over that roadblock, and yeah, but you know, it's not a bad stack, but it's not the perfect stack. Any complications with drinking alcohol while taking berberine? I know there's some drug interactions with metformin and alcohol. I'm not exactly sure which ones, but if you take like 500 milligrams metformin after a night of what is it, 5 glasses of alcohol, I wouldn't combine that. With berberine, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure. Ari, not the answer I expected, but definitely needed to hear that. Much like the content on this channel. Happy New Year's. Happy New Year's, buddy. But again, it's not financial advice, right? This is not a financial channel. The chats that I do, oh, I skipped one. The trades that I do are my business, and we're talking about performance enhancing drugs here, and not about financial advice. But if you want to take something from it and you make millions alongside of it, oh, memory card is out of space. All right. Okay, well, it's still streaming. So we are missing the last 15 minutes of this live stream. Let's see. So yeah, take the performance advice with a grain of salt and the financial advice with a boatload of salt on his YouTube channel. Johnny Alamo, have you ever done UV or ozone therapy? If so, what are your thoughts? Any benefits? No, I think I started reading up about it, but I never really got far into it. So, by all means, go ahead. It might have some benefits, but I'm not entirely sure what, and if it's worth the price. So sorry, I can't help you there, Johnny. Yeah, but any treatment that works, go for it. And then all you have to do is decide if it's worth the cost. Because obviously for ozone therapy, you need to go to a clinic. And UV therapy, well, besides going out to the sun and getting a nice fucking tan, I'm not entirely sure what UV therapy entails. I think I got it now. What are you doing for New Year's? Well, tomorrow I'm just going to have a dinner with my wife. And first I got to sober up. I might have a little bit of a headache tomorrow. I'm going to have another meal and then drink a bottle of water to kind of get over this alcohol buzz that I'm experiencing right now. So tomorrow we're going out for sushi probably. And then buy some groceries at the Gourmet Market. And then, which is a nice fancy grocery store. You get some snacks, some healthy snacks. $10 red pomelo. Yeah, don't ask. And then we're going to watch, man, what is it called? I keep forgetting the names of the series that I'm watching. Let's see. Moon Landing series. Oh, For All Mankind. Yeah, that's season 4. And I think I downloaded the first 8 episodes. And that was a good series. So I watched the first 3 seasons. And I just saw that For All Mankind is already at episode 8 of season 4. So I downloaded all of the episodes. So it's what we're going to binge watch while cleaning the cats. That's our Sunday date day. Cleaning our Swinks cats because they are mad greasy. Rebel Moon. Oh man. Octavian, what's up, dude? Fuck. I mean, that was fucking trash. Holy shit, that was bad. And then, of course, they're going to release a 4.5-hour Snyder cut. But this movie was, what, 2 hours? It was so incoherent. And I think it could be good. But right now, it's like watching John Carter of Mars. I mean, John Carter of Mars was a better movie than Rebel Moon. Yeah, I'd say it, but maybe the Snyder Cut is going to be better. But now they're really, marketing into the Snyder Cut. They make a lackluster movie that's 2 hours, and then hashtag release the Snyder Cut, which is like 4.5 hours in 1-to-1 aspect ratio, like old school Instagram, and probably in black and white also, and that might potentially be better. But let's see. Can you recommend a financial channel? Okay, let's go through the list. Which ones am I subscribed to now? Oh, my channel. Oh, no, just here. Let's see. I am subscribed to Cryptos Are Us for daily news, although, George is a little bit too bullish on the news sometimes. Like, it's going to go up, and they have fat retracements. Satoshi Stacker has some good insights. Benjamin Cohen, obviously the best technical analysis guys and market analysis guy on the planet. Then I watch Jason Pizzino, which is good to compare the S&P Dow Jones to the crypto charts. He's very good when it comes to certain time ranges or when markets go up and markets go down. Let's see, who else do I watch? There was another guy. Mega Will Crypto. He's very good at technical analysis in the short term and plays all the scenarios. Mega Will Crypto. And I think that's it that I'm subscribed to. Yeah, that's it. So that's Jason Pizzino. Cryptos Are Us. Mega Will Crypto, and Benjamin Cohen. And what was, man, they haven't posted a video for a while. Can't see my subscriptions here on this YouTube channel. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Satoshi Stacker. Alessio Rastani, even though he promotes, that weird art company, which I don't really like. Like, you can invest in art. Fuck that. They don't even have that as a backing. Let's see what else. Chart champions. Yeah, those guys are good in the bull market, but right now they're pretty quiet because they gave some pretty bad advice recently. So those are the financial channels that I watch. It's all crypto related. Coached by Rollins. He can't see my chats. Did you send a super chat? I mean, I get a boatload of questions, and if it's not a super chat or remember, I might miss it. I see that you spammed the same question. Well, I'll do you solid. Let's see. What did you ask here recently? Where is it? Coached by Roland. Hey there, Steve. I'm on 600 milligrams testosterone enanthate and 50 milligrams trembolone acetate per week. My blood pressure went up to 150 over 100, even being on 80 milligrams telmisartan and 5 milligrams Nimbivalol. Any opinion? Magnesium deficiency. Next. 200 milligrams magnesium bisglycinate with every single meal. But feel free to start with 100 milligrams magnesium bisglycinate with every single meal because it might give you diarrhea. So slowly build it up with time, and then you'll see that your telmisartan and your Nimbivalol starts working. And you probably can lower your telmisartan to 50 or 40 milligrams per day. This is an indication of magnesium deficiency. And maybe a vitamin D deficiency, which goes very well with magnesium, obviously. Vitamin K, K1 and K2, MK4, MK7 goes well with magnesium as well. So look into that. That will be my first recommendation. And otherwise, take the trembolone out. Your blood pressure shouldn't be this high on this reasonably conservative dose of testosterone and trembolone. All right, how am I now on a scale from 1 to 10? I'm starting to get pretty drunk. Luckily, I don't have a tomato face. Well, my ears are pretty red, right? Damn, look at that. I didn't even have a glass of wine. All right. Mega Muscle, $5 super chat. Please ask your question as well. Vision Athletics. Hey, Steve, love your channel. My pleasure. Happy to hear that. Hey, Steve, I'm running A and Klein. A and Klein? A and Klein? I'm too intoxicated to know what you mean. Oh, here we go. Hey, Steve, I'm running in clomiphene. What is this, Texas speech? Hey, Steve, I'm running in clomiphene right now. My estradiol is 120. Holy fucking shit. Unless it's picomoles per liter. So include that. I'm starting to experience high estrogen side effects. High estrogen side effects. Will 100 milligrams to 200 milligrams dimethyl be enough to combat this, or should I use Arimidex? Please include if this 120 estradiol is picograms or picograms per milliliter or picomoles per liter. All right, and then I'll answer your question. Tina Carlson, hey, what's up? How have you been? Are you good? I'm sorry that you have to meet me this intoxicated. Tina, I met at the Swiss Symposium and at the gym in what's the gym called in Tampa, Florida? Was it Tampa? Fuck, it wasn't Tampa. I'm too intoxicated, Tina. My sincere apologies. But I met you 3 times, and every time I met you, it was great. Tina is a competitor, fucking jacked, trains hard, and very nice to meet. So Tina, I hope you're doing well. No worries about being late, right? You're never late. You're just fashionably late. And I hope you had a good workout. See you at the Arnold. I'm not sure if I'll be at the Arnold. Like, if my wife is, well, I have to wait until my wife is pregnant or I have some good news. And then I might do a last minute entry, but honestly, don't count on it. Again, it's like 32 hours to get, no, it's over 24 hours to get to Columbus, Ohio. And the last time I arrived, I was pretty broken up. And if I go to the Arnold, it will be like a 3-day thing, unless I can schedule some podcasts. So, yeah, I might come, but yeah, don't count on it. I've got businesses to do with my wife. But I would love to come, nonetheless. I would love to come, but, priorities. All right, Realistic Start says it's picograms per milliliter, so his estradiol is 120 picograms per milliliter. Diethylmethane is not going to fix you. Running in clomiphene, man, your LH and FSH must be like 15 or 20 milliIUs per milliliter. What's your testosterone at? So diethylmethane is not going to help with this height of an estradiol. I would run aromacin over Arimidex, because Arimidex increases cholesterol levels because it inhibits cholesterol metabolism. So I would run aromacin, and I would start with maybe 12.5 milligrams twice per week. Run it for 2 weeks, check your serum estradiol levels again, and then maybe reduce that to 6.25 milligrams 2 times or 3 times per week. Yeah. And check your total testosterone, FSH, and LH levels. Because if your testosterone is like 800 nanograms per deciliter and your estradiol is this high, then you're probably too fat and you need to get your body fat levels down. Yeah. Tina asks, have you heard of Morpheus 8 for loose skin? No, I have not. Let me Google that. Morpheus 8. Well, it must be a popular treatment because all of my results are in Thai. Limited search to English. Fractional bipolar radial frequency microneedling. No, I have not looked into this, but it does look interesting. No, sorry, I can't help you with that. It would probably take me a day of research. So, all right, here, radio frequency and microneedling. If there's a service for it and there's a lot of good reviews, then it's worth looking into if it's not too expensive. All right, I will let you know I'm trying. Okay, good luck. Good luck. If it works well, then I think a lot of people would like to know about it because, as you age, you get a little bit of loose skin, right? And that's just part of the game. But if you can fix it and you look a little bit more cosmetically appealing, then it might be worth the price. Let's see. Mega Muscle, did you ask your question or is it just a super chat? I think it's time to throw in the towel. I'm getting pretty drunk. All right. Take a gram of 2 of N-acetylcysteine about an hour before you start drinking. This is a godsend for all boozers. It bonds to the acetaldehyde conversion of the ethanol. Dude, why didn't you tell me on Instagram, like before we started? Because now I'm 5 glasses in and I'm getting pretty tipsy. But I will definitely take some NAC before I go to bed. I did not notice. Thank you. All right, guys. I think, last one, Octavian. Okay, last one. No more super chats, okay? No more super chats. Let's answer this one, and then we're going to throw in the towel because I'm pretty fucking tipsy. Yeah, I'm pretty fucking tipsy. Okay, Octavian asks, thanks for making me do blood work, coach. Who know being 1.5 years in a caloric deficit kills your test? Feeling and sleeping a lot better really helps me through this rough patch. Yeah, you can't diet too long unless you're on some sort of HCG monotherapy and clomiphene monotherapy or a steroid cycle. Even the best natural bodybuilders that diet for 26 weeks see that their serum testosterone levels decline. So I hope with some caloric adjustments and some healthy eating, you can bring your serum testosterone levels up and then feel good again. And then make some fucking gains and fuck your wife nice and hard, or fuck your girlfriend nice and hard. All right. Alexandra Carrera. Now we have two females in the chat. We have Tina, also a competitor, and Alex Carrera. I've had clients use Morpheus 8, and honestly, I was not impressed. All right, guys, please contact each other on Instagram and discuss protocols, because if they were not impressed, then obviously we don't want to make Tina waste precious money, which she could be spending on growth hormone, obviously. All right, guys, let's wrap it up because I'm mad fucking tipsy. I hope I wasn't too ballsy and too funny. I think I did well. I think I did well. So I am on the... I have to bring this entire setup back into the house. Guys, for the guys that are still here, please remind me if I didn't answer your super chat correctly or I told you to write it in the comment section. Please write it in the comment section and I'll get back to you regarding detection times or questions that I wanted to have you post in the comment section, but I already forgot about. And then I get to you over the next couple of days. Let's see. Next week will be the folistatin gene therapy video, and hopefully the last chapter of part 2 of the Entrepreneurial Nootropic Deep Dive video series. We have a video about the best dose of testosterone. We have a video about how to run SARM safely. We have a video about a carrier all deep dive. We have a video about, let's see, what the best steroid cycle is for a certain amount of milliliters that you inject. So 1 milliliter steroid cycle, 2 milliliters, 3 milliliters, 5 milliliters, 7 milliliters, and 10 milliliter steroid cycle. And what else did I got? And you can hear the night birds already starting to chirp. Oh, and the best testosterone or steroid ester. Right, so I got a boatload of videos in the making. Stay tuned, they will all drop as soon as possible. Yeah, 2024 is going to be very, very, very exciting. And yeah, it sounds very nerdy, but you guys will love it. And Happy New Year to you too, Sam Burton. So, yeah, I hope I did well. You did well. Thank you. Thank you. Happy New Year. So a lot of new videos dropping in 2024. I will have to do some reaction videos because the channel growth is not going as fast as I want to. I did some calculation. Actually, I want 200,000 subs by the end of next year. And that is going to require me to get 8,000 subs per month. And at the current pace of, let's say, 3,000 subs a month, we're going to have to do some reaction videos. So stay tuned for some new content. But the hardcore content, the in-depth content, the intelligent content will continue. But in the meantime, I will do some reaction stuff because that's YouTube nowadays. That's the only stuff that will get you views. Okay. Happy fucking New Year's to everybody out there. I wish you all a very productive, very lucrative, very healthy, and most importantly, a very loving and very fun 2024. And we'll see you guys next year. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining the Vigorous crew. I'm not fucking drunk, but I love you guys. And we'll see you at the next Vigorous Q&A without alcohol or cigars next weekend, dropping, well, in the 7 hours minus, or 7 days minus 3 hours from now. Peace out, guys. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk soon.